Yo, 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 what is up? What is up? YouTube boxing family, it's K right here. I'm here with my good old friend DF. Gonna do a little bit of a post fight recap on a good week in the boxing. And yeah, we're gonna get right to it. So, yeah, DF, if you don't mind, give us your thoughts.
On the main events or just the card, the entire cards in general.
Yeah, like either or, like if you want to talk about that, it's up to you.
Well, I will talk. Okay, well, first I'll get into White versus Franklin because that card was the card was trash. But and it's a lot of it's just a lot of random, like a lot of random European fighters nobody's ever heard of. I mean, it was like the fights were cool, but it's just like I didn't know any of the people, and it's not really worth talking about because I didn't have a lot invested in them. But Sandy Ryan won. She won her thing, which was cool to see because she's not terrible. But yeah, White versus Franklin. So I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit distracted during the fight, but I watched it. I thought it could have been a draw. A lot of people are saying Franklin won. I'm actually rewatching it right now, just so I can talk about it more effectively. But no, I mean Jermaine Franklin did a good job. He's undefeated. This was obviously a gimme fight for Dillian White to try to loop him up for an Anthony Joshua fucking rematch or whatever, because Anthony Joshua is on suicide watch since he got his ass whooped. Um, so yeah, no, I mean it was an entertaining fight. It was good. Jermaine Franklin was active. They both got gas later on. Dillian White, like not only do I not like Dillian White, but he was in there doing some whack ass Philly show. I was like, what the? I was, I was like, what the fuck is Buddy McGirt teaching you, bro? Like, you can already tell this dude doesn't like Buddy doesn't watch any tape. It was just weird. Like, it was weird. All and then Dylan White's in there trying to be some kind of he's trying to be more of a boxer because his defense sucks, and he knows that he gets put out by an uppercut. He was scared shitless of the uppercut the entire fight. He was like
Yeah.
scared out. He was scared out of his mind. But I honestly thought that Jermaine Franklin landed the more eye catching shots, the more punishing blows, uh, more convincing, definitely more active in the first half. So, like I said, I thought it was either a draw or maybe it could have went either way. But I'm watching it again just to be sure. And by the time we're halfway through this, I'll have another opinion on it. But Regis versus Zepeda. All right. So that was a good fight. And I already said I was like, if Regis don't come in here and knock Zepeda out, all that boogeyman shit is out the window because he spent months while only fighting once a year, crying that I'm avoided, nobody wants to fight me, blah blah blah. And this nigga was out here fighting Red Cash and all kinds of other shit. So and then he joined Pro Bellum, which is like what the fuck, like bro. How you gonna join Pro Bellum, which is MTK Junior, and then swear to God nobody wants to fight you? Like, okay, if you want to say Taylor doesn't want to fight you because he's afraid he might get his ass whooped again, okay, sure, fine, we believe that. But everybody else, like for example, I don't think that Subra Matias would duck Regis. I really don't. I don't see any reason why he would duck that. So you talking about nobody wants to fight you? I'm like, okay, well, whatever, nigga. But but yeah, he went in there. He did what he was supposed to do, and he cleared him. He knocked his ass out in the 11th round. It was an entertaining fight. I didn't like how Regis fought with his hands down. He was doing some weird Roy Jones shit. I don't like that. I've never liked that. One of the reasons why Regis be having close fights sometimes is because he allows the opposition to score. If he just kept his fucking hands up, these fights would be easier to score. It'd be clear. He probably would have got the decision. He probably would have got a more convincing decision on Taylor, or would have been a more obvious robbery. But you got to keep your fucking hands up, man. Because I don't know if it's just maybe like his body or him being light skinned, but his nose bleeds really easy. Like you don't even need to land a clean shot, but his fucking nose will be bleeding. That shit sways the judges. So he needs to be cognizant of that in the future. But no, it was a good fight. It was a good fight. I enjoyed it. Glad Regis got the dub. I didn't like that shit he was talking at the end. He was talking about, oh, I'm gonna go on vacation and buy some property and all that bullshit. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, this basically tells me that in 2023 you're only gonna fight once that year. There's probably gonna be some bullshit like a title defense or whatever. But or yeah, it's not gonna be a unification because Wayo said he want that ass, which is a good fight. I like that fight. Two aggressive southpaws, and the rankings. I don't know if the rankings have been updated already, but like, who I don't even know who will be next in line. Like fucking Jose Ramirez or some shit. I don't know. But either way, it was a good fight. Glad I watched it. Glad Regis came out on top. And now 140 looking stacked. 140 looking good. Matias got to win his shit, and then we can try to get some unifications going. Pollo versus Matias would be some shit. That'd be some shit right there.
Yeah, I agree. I think 140, like I don't call 140 like a money division, in my honest opinion. I think 140 is like a boot camp division to the welterweight division. So like it's pretty much just like a bunch of showcasing fighters, and it seems like a good amount of people do fight each other, but the main issue that I have with 140 is just that when people talk about like people don't want to fight them, like they just kind of like go off on these weird tangents to think that 140 is just like but the division where people are not like hyper skilled, and people don't need to like put in any work to get there. And I think like guys like Regis or like Teofimo Lopez and all those guys, they hold such like a really high egotistical standard to think that um, that people need to like give them passes for them to say like, oh well, I've already done like enough in the sport to be honored, so therefore I need to be given certain like barriers to entry for certain things that I don't need to work as hard for.
I've never heard him say anything like that, but it wouldn't shock me if he was on some bullshit like that. But either way, I don't care what Regis talking about for real. Like he got the championship, cool. We expect you to work, nigga. Like you're not about to just cruise around here like Terrence Crawford or or whatever, doing absolutely nothing. We expect you to goddamn work. And the reason why some of these divisions don't become money divisions is because people is pussy. Like if you all are at least talking about, or at the very least talking about fighting one another, you'll be in a good situation, and then you'll actually drive fanfare to the division. Motherfuckers at 140 aren't even talking about fighting each other. Like I mean, like I said, I don't think like Matias need to get a belt first, but I don't think he's scared of anybody. But the only people that have made any actual, the only person who's made any actual indication that he wants to fucking unify is Playo, you know. But everybody else is pussy. And I'm not calling Regis pussy. We gonna see. But I'm like, nobody else has that energy. Like, at least the dudes at 135, they're not fighting each other. But at the very least, they're talking about it, and publicly, they're making it seem like they're actually going to make these fucking fights. And 140 dudes don't talk. Like, when's the last time you heard from Josh Taylor? Josh Taylor cried like a bitch after Catterall, got married, haven't heard shit from him since. And then he vacated all the fucking belts in the process. And that's another reason. The guy who owned the division wasn't even popular. The guy who had all the belts, had the whole division on lockdown, wasn't even popular. He's not even popular in Scotland. So there ain't really no bread. There ain't really no bread like that. But there could be. I mean, shit, Regis and Zepeda both just got paid like $1 million a piece. So if they fucking work at it and keep putting on good fights like this, there could be some goddamn money. But the moment you put in a little bit of work, you have a hard fight. You talk all this bullshit about, oh, I'm gonna go on vacation, I'm buy some properties. Okay, well then, how the fuck is the division supposed to get big? How the fuck are you supposed to draw eyes to the division where every time someone has a halfway hard fight, oh, it's time to go on vacation for a fucking year? Like, what the fuck, man, bro? Like, I don't even know. And the fucked up thing is that Regis is 33 years old. I'm like, bro, like you could just go on vacation when you retire, fight some, actually earn some money, maybe become undisputed like you were supposed to be against Taylor, and then fucking retire and go to Brazil and buy all the property you want. That's what happens. The motherfuckers gonna stay in the sport too long and get their ass beat, and then they're gonna tarnish their legacy. So that's what I think. That's what I think about that. But yeah, it could be a money division. But I will say this though: 140 is not as deep as everyone says it is. It's not. It's not like welterweight where there's a whole bunch of, or 135 or some shit, bro. 140 is the top 5, 6 niggas, and everybody else is marginal. Like Tiafimo, marginal. Montana Love, marginal. Barboza, Jose Ramirez, Josh Taylor, Catterall, marginal niggas. These are all marginal ass fighters, and y'all gonna see, y'all gonna see over time that these dudes are not are like if Catterall whoops Josh Taylor's ass again, I'm not gonna certify Catterall because I've watched Josh Taylor lose before. He was never that fucking guy. So I'm not gonna be like, oh, Catterall's the ultimate badass because Regis will take Catterall the fuck out. Tank will beat Catterall ass, if we're being honest. So, but yeah, nah, these dudes are marginal. And once they clear these bitch dudes out, if we can actually get some good fights, maybe more money will get drawn to the division. But until the top guys stop being pussy, it is what it is.
Yeah. I was gonna say, salute to Skywalker. Thank you for coming through. Yeah, I got a lot to talk
Peace,
about. To bring up with what you said. I'll even use it, use up the same thing for, I guess, like women's boxing in a way. Like, I guess for like Chantel Cameron winning undisputed with Jessica McCaskill. Like, nobody doesn't talk about her, but in that same breath, she could be in like the same spot with Josh Taylor, and let's just say nobody doesn't care that either one of them won undisputed, but it's like if people are not consistently fighting one another, then therefore they put themselves in a catch-22 principle where they're not really wanting to like challenge, other fighters to keep making more big money fights. So therefore they, make all these weird excuses of like why these fighters can't fight them, and they tell these people to like, go after other people. But it's like, how can you make a division legendary if not everybody's going to fight one another? So I was also gonna say for Regis's case, what he should do if I was in his shoes, I would try unifying, the belts at 140, and let's just say if he could fight Puello, and then after that he could fight, the winner between Subriel Matias and Ponce, and then maybe fight Josh Taylor or whoever gets up the WBO belt if he vacates after.
Josh Taylor not gonna fight Regis again. He's not.
Okay, all right. Well, I would at least try to unify, and then after all the unification fights are done, then here's my suggestion. I don't know if you can agree, but if if what the money's right, I'm just saying, like, if the money's right, Regis could have a fight with Errol Spence.
Oh shit!
Yeah. But hear me out. The reason why I'm saying that is because even if you win or lose that fight, you and Errol can make a lot of money down south, down in Texas, and then the winner of that fight, well, I mean, after that, like, I don't think Regis Prograis would turn down, a fight with Crawford, but I don't think Crawford would even try to like go after Regis. But
he might. Don't put it past Bud. He might.
Yeah. That's what I was just about to say.
Errol Spence wouldn't do it though. Errol Spence wouldn't do it for multiple reasons. Number one, I don't think people in the South really fuck with Regis like that. I really don't. Like, I know he's from Louisiana, but I don't think they fuck with him like that for real. Like, enough to where it would make a bunch of bread. Number two, Errol Spence wouldn't get any credit for it because Regis is coming up from 140 and he's been a career 140 pounder and he's already 33. Number four, Errol Spence Jr. would run Regis the fuck over. Like, it wouldn't even be entertaining to watch. Yeah, no, it wouldn't. Like, honestly, they have the
ultimate beatdown.
it wouldn't even be fun. It wouldn't even be fun to watch. He would just it would like Regis would look pretty for the first 5 rounds, but again, once Errol Spence started going to the body, slow his feet up, you just beat the shit out of Regis. Because look, I think Regis beat Josh Taylor, right? But that was a close ass fight, and Regis was getting busted up. Josh Taylor is an inferior southpaw to Errol Spence Jr. Errol Spence Jr. will body Regis. I don't even think that shit would go the distance. I think he would get in there, like I said, Regis would be on that jab, moving his head for the first, 4 or 5 rounds. Errol Spence start tagging that body, his feet get slow, and then he just gets knocked the fuck out. So I don't even like it. I mean, it sounds good, but I wouldn't even want to see that. He would just get ran over. It'd be like a fucking toddler getting hit by an ambulance. It wouldn't even be fun. It's nah. No, but Bud, like I said, Bud is an asshole. He might absolutely bring up Regis.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, if you want to multiply like your money, you could easily do that. If you're in Regis's shoes, even if you could potentially get beat up, pretty bad, but at least you're getting like a good payday with Errol Spence.
Well, if Regis wants, like, okay, well, if Regis wants to go to BLK Prime and fight Buzz, okay, yeah, whatever. That's what they're bullshitting over there anyway. But Spence wouldn't fight Regis. And like I said, it'd be like honestly, it would literally be worse than the Mikey Garcia situation. People would just talk shit, and also like I said, he would beat his ass. Like I give Regis no fucking shot. It's like Rolly and Tech. Like I give Regis no chance. Like Regis will get in there. Like I said, for the first 4 or 5, he'll look all right, and he'll just get beat the fuck up. It's just one way traffic. It'll be one way traffic. He'll shell up, put his hands up, and then Errol Spence will just steadily beat the shit out of him until he just stops moving. So, I like I said, I honestly I wouldn't even want to see Regis go out like that. If they got him to agree to some shit like that, okay, great. I get to watch Regis get destroyed, but I mean, it does nothing for Errol Spence shit, and that might be Regis' last fight. That Regis might have to retire if you beat the shit out of him. Regis is too small, and he already cuts a lot of weight to even make 140. Start barbecuing them ribs, he'll probably spit up blood like fucking Omar Figueroa. Like it's nah. Like
Yeah.
I see him fighting blood though.
Yeah, like I just figured that I suggested because if I'm looking at it, from a financial point of view, you could make a crap load of money, just doing that. But then if you didn't, like, I know like Errol Spence would just beat the crap out of him, but like let's just say like if he didn't take that much damage fighting Spence, and he just went from 47 to 140, regardless if he wins or loses, and he could just basically like keep his title and then just continue to unify if that's a possibility.
Yeah, I mean that sounds good, but I'll tell you what, the most profitable option for Regis right now. Okay, look. So Pollo got the WBA, Regis got the WBC, and Matias about to snatch the IBF from Ponce's lame ass. So them three right there have no fucking excuse not to fight. Regis is on Pro Bellum. He better not talk any shit because Stanionis is on Pro Bellum. And guess where Stanionis fights? Stanionis fights on Showtime. Regis has already fought on Showtime. So them niggas ain't got no excuse but to be scrapping. I feel like Pollo and Matias probably got more balls than Regis at this point. So they'll probably fight first. And I think probably Matias will probably get that. I mean, Pollo's a good southpaw. But as long as Matias can stay on his jab and keep his hands up, should be all right. Probably, might even be able to knock him out. So yeah, Matias should probably get that. And then after that, I don't really care what Regis is doing. You need to fight. You need to fight Matias if you get that. You need to bring your ass on and show us why you're the man at 140. I'm trying to hear that bullshit. And I ain't trying to hear you over there waiting around on Taylor because Taylor's pussy. Taylor's not gonna fight you. He's not. He's not going to fight you again. He saw how the first fight went. He just got embarrassed by Catterall. He still managed to stay undefeated. He's not going to fight Regis next. He might not even beat Catterall for being fucking honest. Because Catterall now knows he got to get in there and knock this motherfucker out. So yeah, I'm like, yeah, I better not hear no bullshit. I better not hear no bullshit from Regis talking about, oh, I'm waiting on Taylor and the rematch. Nah, nigga, that shit is done. I ain't trying to hear that shit. You already know that motherfucker ain't gonna fight you again. So come on, bring your ass.
Yeah, I think Regis, he'll profit a lot more at 140 if he wants to just do like a whole, campaign to like try to unify, and then after that maybe go for some like final big fights, and then just hang it up.
I mean, there's a lot of good fights at 140 if he's won. Like you got Sandor Martin, you got fucking Tiafimo, you got Gary Antoine Russell, and like recency bias is a motherfucker. People are talking about Regis Prograis like Gary Antoine Russell doesn't exist. Now all of a sudden Regis Prograis knocks out Gary Antoine. I'm like, what the fuck? Where did y'all get this from? He couldn't even knock out Taylor. Bro, like I said, I think he beat Taylor, but that was a close ass fight. Now everyone's talking about Regis like he's the ultimate badass. I'm like, look, Regis is very talented, and I think he should have been undisputed at 140. But let's not get crazy. Let's not get, man. I think Antoine will beat him. I think Antoine will box his fucking ears off. People are like, oh, Antoine looks shaky. He's like, well, I'm like, yeah, he was fighting Postal. This nigga fought Zepeda. Like, bro, Zepeda got knocked out by Terry Flanagan in the second round. Fucking levels, bro. Like fucking Postal survived Terrence Crawford. Like, what are we talking about? That's why. I mean, number one, his father died. Number two, he was nursing a shoulder injury. And number three, I mean, yeah, the knockout looked like whatever, but the reality of the situation is that he's been fighting the same, if not better, comp. So of course his fight's gonna look a little, he's gonna struggle a little bit more. And that's no disrespect. That's just the situation. But y'all just writing Antoine off. I'm like, all right, you niggas need to fucking relax, bro. Like, I mean, shit. Regis's best wins are Joel Diaz Jr., Ndangu, Flanagan, Relic, Taylor, in my opinion, and then you got Red Cash and Zepeda. Okay, that's dope. But Bartholomew and Postal were some certified dudes. You know.
Yeah.
They're tough, hard punchers. Were the stoppages kind of trash? Sure, but I think Russell was going to clear him regardless. Like he wasn't down on the cards from Bolton. So, I mean, motherfuckers can say what they want, but he was. It's not like he was down on the cards. But yeah. But I think that's good shit. Also, some of the fights from the Zepeda card. One of my favorites. Well, a few dudes I want to bring up. So Fernando Vargas Jr. He looked good. He looked cool. He looked big and strong. He did his thing. I like what I saw from him. Let's talk about this motherfucker. I call him Jalopy. Okay.
Yeah, Jalopy.
Yeah, fucking Jalopy. All right. Okay.
Jalopy.
So
Jalopy Toppy.
yeah. So yeah, he knocks Curtis Harper the fuck out, as everyone expected him to do. Ray Mancini, real life on camera, said that Jalopy is ready for Wilder.
Get the fuck out of here, you racist piece of shit.
And it's funny, I call Ray Mancini a racist on Twitter. His fucking son, who I didn't even know existed, came at me. Ray Mancini Jr.
Didn't talk about my damn dad. Get the fuck out of here.
Talking about, my dad was just expressing his opinions, and you didn't have to listen. I'm like, with all due respect, I appreciate your devotion to your father, but your dad is racist as hell, and I'm not gonna stop talking about it. Because Ray Mancini's only loss came from niggas, right? I think he got knocked out by the same black dude.
He got knocked out by hold on, I will take a look at it right now. He got knocked out by was it? Man, he got stopped 3 times. All right, he got stopped by Greg Hogan. he got stopped by Alexis Arguello, and who was the other guy? He got stopped by Livingstone Bramble.
Yeah, that was a black dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, him and Sergio Mora are mad that some of their only L's came from black people. Like, look, okay, that's tough.
I don't understand why they have to be so openly racist about it. It's like, look, I understand you guys got problems with some black fighters or just black people in general, but just keep it to yourself. I just feel honestly they have a different energy in person with you versus on TV. They have to say that because that's how they keep their names somewhat relevant in the conversation.
My thing is, you can't talk that shit because I guarantee if Wilder really made fucking him versus Jalopy or even him versus Hergovic, people would accuse him of cherry picking. People would say, "Oh, look, he's picking on unheralded prospect." I'm like, okay, well then stop hyping these niggas, man. It's the same. It's the same as people do with Ryan Garcia. The only reason why somebody like Tank is even interested in Ryan Garcia is because everybody who knows boxing knows he sucks dick. But y'all have hyped him up so fucking much that now he's popular, and people not even people, little fucking teeny boppers, bitches on Instagram think he can actually box. So now people like Tank, he looks like a worthy opponent. I'm like, look, if y'all don't want these dudes to keep interrupting marquee fights, and you actually want the best fighters to fight, stop hyping up these niggas who have done nothing and look like garbage doing nothing. Ryan Garcia has not only accomplished nothing in the goddamn sport, he's a ducking bitch, and he's looked bad in the fights in which he's won. Even fights where he's won by decision, he looked bad. Like in Togo, when he was fighting Togo sandwiches, he looked horrible. He looked horrible. And then everybody wants to see this nigga get ran over. Okay, fine, good. But at the same time, these same people were talking about how better, more marquee fights need to be made. Well, then shut the fuck up about people like Ryan Garcia and Jalopy, because don't nobody care. Don't nobody care. Like people are talking about this nigga Jalopy like he's the second coming of Christ. Like it is ridiculous. And then when Mancini get out there talking about, oh, he can fuck with Wilder right now, I'm like, oh my god, you're a fucking dummy. Like what are you talking about? Oh my Jesus! Like based off of what? Like the guy he knocked out was a nigga that like walked out on a jog because the money wasn't right. Like, Jesus Lord! So I had to get that out. Then this goofy ass son talking about, yeah, you sat there and listened to the whole broadcast. I'm like, bro, your father was commentating over the fucking fight. I wanted to hear what the intelligent people were saying. He happened to be fucking talking in the background. I'm not gonna stop watching boxing because your father needs to pay the fucking rent. Like, because he still needs to fucking commentate on these goddamn things. But yeah, that motherfucker came at me on Twitter acting like he was somebody. I'm like, bro, the fact that you discovered who I was before I discovered who you was, and I ain't nobody says everything in and of itself. I didn't know Ray had kids until right now. You've accomplished nothing. Literally just living off your fucking dad's royalty checks or whatever.
Just living off of like your damn father's name like a pussy.
Yeah, Ray Mancini didn't even make that much money
right now.
Yeah, and he didn't even make that much money. That's why his ass is commentating so often, because he ain't make shit. He probably snorted most of his bread. Anyway,
bro, if I worked for like Showtime or like all these big networks, like I'd be talking shit to like guys like Ray Mancini. I'd be like, dude, like go sit your ass somewhere.
That's why PPC don't have his ass on no more. Probably got too many fucking complaints. Always saying dumb shit. Like, bro, there'll be times where he would just be calling the fight wrong. He would literally be calling the fight wrong. Like I remember one of the most egregious fights he ever called was Fulton versus like Isaac Avalar. This nigga Avalar had like 2 or 3 losses at the time. And yeah. he's over here hyping up Avalar, that Avalar really getting some work in. He's talking about, of all, both fighters are doing well. They're mixing up on the inside, but I think that Avalar's going to take it. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? He's literally having no success. This nigga's getting whooped, dog. Like, actually, no, my bad. I apologize. Avalar was actually undefeated at the time. He was 15-0.
Yeah, he was undefeated. He got stopped.
Yeah, he's 15-0, and Stephen Fulton knocked him the fuck out in the 6th round. And then fucking Ray Mancini's over there talking about, oh, he's putting in work. He's gonna come back. He's doing all this. I'm like, bro, he's getting demolished. What are you saying? He hasn't landed a clean fucking shot in 3 rounds. Talking about, oh, Avalar's clearly winning this fight. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, bro, get this. I'm like, bro, if you don't get this bitch dude out of here, if you don't get this bitch out of here. I'm like, what's wrong? Are you fucking Avalar's uncle, nigga? Huh? He's getting his ass whooped. He's getting his fucking ass whooped. I ain't trying to hear that.
No.
I've been here talking about, Avalar's clearly landing the cleaner punches. He's doing more effective work on the inside. If I had to put my money on anybody, it'd be Avalar. He had no success. Had 0 success and got knocked out very quickly after that. I'm like, man, get your bitch ass out of here, bro. I ain't got time for this bullshit.
It's crazy, man.
That nigga's stupid. I try to be objective. Do I want to see black people win? Absolutely. But I'll never sit there while a black dude is clearly getting his ass demolished and be like, oh, he's clearly winning the fight. Like, no, I'm be like, damn, nigga getting fucked up. Like, yeah, I'm never gonna like do that. That's just ridiculous. Also, I want to move on and talk, because motherfuckers talking shit. I want to move on and talk about another fight on the Zepeda card, which was Charles Conwell versus Brady.
Okay. Oh yeah. Like I was like pretty pissed off actually watching that fight.
Well, let's put some context on it. So, Abreu was a welterweight, and he moved up in weight. Now we all know that Jaron Ennis Boots destroyed Abreu. We all know Boots is special. That's Boots destroys dudes. That's what Boots does. Okay. Conwell hasn't had that many fights. Conwell is only 17 fights in. Boots has had almost fucking 30. Okay. and maybe and keep in mind, Boots and Charles Conwell spar, and Boots' face doesn't look fucked up. So that should tell you like who is where. And maybe Boots has the power advantage. But also again, Abreu was, not weight drained. He was more active. He was throwing more punches. He was heavier. He was harder to knock out. So, it's just like Montiel. Montiel got smoked by Munguia at 154. Went 12 with Charlo at 160. It's just different situation. And also, Conwell got cut in like the first fucking 3 rounds. It was a major cut, had blood leaking on his eye and shit, and he couldn't see. So, people are like, oh, he didn't knock him out. Oh, maybe Conwell's not that guy. Like, oh, shut the fuck up. He'll beat Fundora ass. I'll tell you that. I bet that.
Yeah, styles make fights.
Yeah, I bet he'll beat Fundora ass. Y'all talking that y'all talking that shit. So yeah, just things happen. Also, I think he might have been nursing an injury because I noticed that his jab wasn't as active. He wasn't wearing horsehair gloves like he usually wears. So maybe he has some injuries. Motherfuckers don't know. So that's. I mean, I asked, and Lou DiBella said he didn't know of any injuries. I asked Conwell himself. He hasn't gotten back to me yet. But yeah, maybe he was nursing some injuries and shit. But like I said, this is one of those fights. Still did a good job. The majority decision was bullshit, by the way, because he outlanded him by he outlanded him by a lot. He landed like 50, 60.
His ass.
Yeah, he landed.
Stopped him a couple times too.
Yeah, he just couldn't finish because he had blood in his fucking eye. He's literally bleeding into his goddamn eye. That's things. Like I've had blood in my eyes before. It fucking sucks. Like it's not a good experience. Like I've had a cut on the top of my head where it's bleeding into my eyeballs before. It's just fucking horrible.
Yeah, but isn't that dangerous because that blood can get into your bloodstream, through your eye.
Yeah, it's miserable. It's a very miserable experience. Like I got stabbed in the head with a pencil one time, and then it was like in like elementary school or some shit. But yeah, there was blood, and some of it like dripped like in the corner of my eye, and it stung. Like it fucking stings. It's terrible. It's a horrible experience. So when you got a massive cut, when you got a massive cut and it's bleeding into it's bleeding into one of your eyes, and it's a lot of blood. That shit sucks. So he wanted to make sure he didn't get caught with no hot shit, and But Abreu's tough. Like Afro Latino fighters are usually fucking tough. Like the ones that come from Latin America, but they're dark. They're usually pretty fucking tough. They usually they have a decent amount of power, and they're usually pretty tough to knock out. So he came. But yeah, I don't want to hear this talk about Conwell's not good. Conwell's is like okay, nigga. So when it's time for him to fight one of your favorites at 154, I don't want to hear you talking no shit.
Conwell's not that known yet. Blah blah blah. Like
right, and he's talking about fighting like ex champions like Danny Garcia and stuff like that, which are some good fights, but they're not gonna fight Conwell. Even with that performance, they know that shit not sweet. they know that shit not sweet. It's just
Danny
like
Garcia gonna be like, nah, I'm gonna stick with Tony Harrison.
Nah, Danny Garcia would rather fight Errol Spence Jr. again at 154 than fight fucking Charles Conwell. Charles Conwell will retire Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia will get his ass all the way whooped.
Come on, man.
That just is what it is. Like if Danny Garcia can apply his new boxing tools that he's been fucking learning over there in Philly or wherever, hey, he might stand a chance. But based on what I've seen, now he gets whopped.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Danny comes into 154. Because I really hope he doesn't fight Arislandi Lara. Because if he does that, then I'm gonna be pissed at Danny.
Why? That's a good fight. Why wouldn't he fight Arislandi?
Yeah, but I mean, if he's gonna fight him at at 160, and then fight for the regular title, and then maybe try to petition to fight Triple G. I wouldn't mind that. That's a good idea.
Danny, you know what? Danny Garcia going up to 160 actually wouldn't be a terrible idea because 160 is weaker than 154. Because honestly, at 154, I don't even think he beats Lubin if we're keeping it 100%. I really don't. I think Lubin will beat his ass. But yeah, moving up one more, that might not be a horrible idea. It really might not. But also, he was talking about fighting Charlo. I think Charlo should take that. That's some good smoke. That's good smoke.
Oh yeah. Danny versus Charlo. That's a good name.
Yeah, that's good smoke. It's a lot of money in that fight, and then he'll get his ass whooped. So
Oh, wait, at Charlo by Charlo, at 160.
No, I'm in 154
Wait. So like, why can't Danny fight Charlo at 160?
because 160 Charlo wouldn't bother with him. He wouldn't bother. He wouldn't bother with him because he's coming up from 140. He doesn't have a belt. Hadn't fought anyone at 160, and Charlo himself might not even stay at 160. And if he is, he has people ahead of him. Like if Charlo wants to stay at 160, he needs to be fighting Adames. He needs to be fighting Triple G, and he needs to be fighting Munguia or fucking Lara in that order. He doesn't like Charlo doesn't have no more time to waste. But Mel is already on a hot streak. So if Daddy want to come up and get his ass beat for a bag, hey, nigga, do that.
Yeah, that is just crazy.
I mean, he did. He called him out. Like he like after he went undisputed, he's like, "I love to fight Jamel Charlo," and I was like, I was like, "Yeah, all right, nigga, sure, sounds good, Daddy. Shut up, and fight some damn body else." Get in there.
Man, that is wild, man. That is wild.
Yeah, but I mean, like that. It's these are good fights, and they can happen. But if Danny wanted some more career success, like to do like a second run, yeah, I wouldn't. 160 is not a terrible idea. Danny is not a small person, and he looks like he's made some improvements. As long as he, maybe throws his hands and punches with both hands and runs some combinations a little bit, even though he might have some gas tank issues, he could do some damage. But that's up to him and his fucking his team, his father, whatever the fuck they own.
Yeah. Just find it crazy, like, he's been out about the ring for quite a while now, but yeah, like it'll be interesting to see what he does. I mean, I'd rather see Danny retire, but
really,
yeah, because like I don't want to see him get beat up by like any more people if he knows he can't beat them. But
he's only had his ass whooped once, and that was by Errol Spence. The other fights where he barely got hurt, like he was barely touched.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, he was hurting like Keith Thurman and Sean Porter and.
Yeah, like he. I mean,
wait, actually,
Thurman had him hurt like once, but that was it. Like he's barely had his ass whooped. The only person that really beat the shit out of him was Errol Spence. Errol Spence whooped his ass. Where I was like, damn. That's why. That's why he was talking about mental. He was talking about mental health and depression because he had to. Like basically, it's what a lot of fighters fear. A lot of fighters don't want to. They don't want to come. Like no man wants to come to terms with this place on the food chain, bro. Like, it's like when you're out with your girl and then you're put in a combat situation. You cannot afford to take an L no matter what she tells you. No matter what she's like, oh, it's okay, babe. No, if you get your ass whooped in front of the person you're supposed to protect, that is a lifelong thing. Like no matter the circumstances. I'm not saying it's gonna result in the breakup, but it's still bad. He got his ass beat in front of like the entire planet. His kids, his wife, his father. And this is and this is a former champion, and he came in there and Errol Spence made him look stupid. He made him look horrible. He made him look like he had really not boxed. So and the thing is too, from the third round he was like, oh shit, okay, I'm not gonna win this fucking fight. Like literally, you could tell from the third round on, he was like, oh my god, okay, yeah, I'm not winning this shit. Nope, this is fucked. I just gotta not get knocked out. That was it. He came in. Errol Spence hit him to the body one time. He was like, "Ooh, shit! Okay, no. Okay. So, and it's tough. It's tough. I mean, especially because he already had two losses to. And keep in mind, he had two losses in fights that were close as fuck that he probably could have won if he had made some adjustments or maybe had a different coach because his father.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Yeah, his father's a dumbass. Because I mean, Danny Garcia must have been pissed. Because you have people in there talking about Ugas beat Sean Porter, and Danny Garcia probably at the house like, nigga, I might have beat Sean Porter then if we're doing that.
Oh, Danny Garcia versus Ugas would have been, another good fight. But I was also going to suggest like him and Ugas should probably fight at 154 because it's like, that's a really good pay-per-view level fight.
Yeah. I mean, Ugas ain't doing shit else. I mean, God knows he ain't got shit left for welterweight. Shit, I don't know unless he gonna fight. I mean, shit, unless he wants to do a rematch with Jamal James or fight Michael Fox, nigga, who are you beating?
Yeah, like I was also gonna say, Danny should probably also fight. Oh man, who's that other good fighter at 154? Hold on, let me take a look at it right now. Um, he should fight. Man, what's his name? Uh, he should fight. He should fight Lubin, or he should fight. I
Who
wouldn't
should fight
mind
Lubin?
Danny.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about Ugas. I was like, oh my god.
What, Ugas versus Lubin?
Ugas would get fucking knocked smooth out. Oh my Jesus. That fight wouldn't go. That fight wouldn't go 7 rounds.
He's from Cuba, man.
Ugas would get fucking cleared. Oh my god.
He got that Cuban school of boxing.
Yeah.
He beat Lubin.
No, the thing, he can't punch. that's all to it. He can't punch. That's done. Like you shit. Yeah, you can't. Yeah, but okay. Yeah, Danny Garcia versus Lubin is good. I think Danny Garcia loses, but still good.
Yeah, like I was also gonna suggest Danny should fight Jesse Vargas. That's a good ass fight.
Oh my god, man! Fuck Jesse. Ain't nobody trying to see that bullshit. He just got knocked out by Liam Smith. Oh fuck no.
Liam.
Yeah, ain't nobody trying to see Danny Garcia fight a nigga that got smoked by a dude whose nickname is Beefy. Oh no. Nah.
He can fight Brian Perella.
Oh, that's a cool fight. He probably knocked Perella out. But that's a cool little fight. But no, Perella has made some improvements. Perella has made some improvements under Roy Jones. But yeah, Danny Garcia. Actually, no, I don't think Danny Garcia probably would knock him out. He'd probably get him a decision. But yeah, he'll beat Perella ass. You know what? Danny Garcia, honestly, if he has some sack, he would fight Fundora. I think he could beat Fundora.
Yeah, I think so. I think he'll lay him smooth out.
real talk, because if
correctly.
Yeah, real talk, because we all watched Fundora versus Sergio Garcia. Not only did Sergio Garcia look effective, he was in there on the inside. He was landing, he was putting work in. He was landing good shots, and he had Fundora hurt multiple times. And Sergio Garcia is not some ultimate badass. Tony Garcia made Sergio Garcia look like a bitch. Like Tony Harrison handled Sergio Garcia like nothing. That was an easy ass fight for Tony.
Sergio Garcia, that's a good ass fight too.
Yeah. So and then also fucking Fundora was getting his ass whooped so bad in round 7 they ended the round 60 seconds short.
I was laughing so hard.
Yeah.
I was like, what are they doing to this guy? I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, they fucked Sergio Garcia over because he's a dude from Spain. But they fucked him over. He was in there whooping Fundora's ass. Fundora was hurt on the ropes, and they cut the round 60 seconds short. I was like, oh hell no! Right then I was like, this nigga. I was like, man, bro, this dude not certified.
I used to crap on Sergio Garcia because I was like, okay, yeah, this guy's just like a marginal fighter from Spain. But the minute when I saw him face against Fundora, I was like, okay, you know what? He made me like him because he actually came to win, and I was just like, from what the 2 losses that he had with Fundora and Tony Harrison showed to me, he's he's game bred. You know what I'm saying? Like fighters that keep coming back and testing themselves, against the odds against top 10 or top 15 guys like that. I think that shows a lot more courage in their skill set versus guys like Fundora. He just thinks he could just run through anybody. But it's funny how PBC's matchmaking him because I was talking with don't you know that one other fighter that I spoke with, Michael Angeletti, and he literally told me how PBC matchmakes is that they give you the list of guys that you could fight, but they're not going to give you guys that are easy. They're going to give you guys that are difficult. So it's almost like a pick your poison type of matchmaking because you don't know who these guys are unless you're going to do your research on them. But yeah, but that's pretty much what I wanted to bring up, as a point because guys of Sergio Garcia's caliber definitely shows that there's way more better fighters out there in a division, or regardless of what division you campaign at, because anybody could just get that phone call and come in and basically upset the apple cart. So
Yeah, I mean, it's not that he was a bad fighter. He just hadn't really been fighting anyone, so we had no metric for him. Fundora isn't a bad fighter either, but we've seen him fight more certified opposition with actual championship experience than Sergio Garcia. For example, like Jorge Cota. Jorge Cota wasn't shit, but he had been in there with some champions, so he had more quantifiable experience than anybody that Sergio Garcia had ever actually fought. Despite the fact that he was undefeated up until he fought Fedor. He had 33. No, he had like 30, 31, 32 fights, and he was undefeated. So that's a good win for Fundora, but there was some fuckery. There was some fuck shit involved, and I think that if they gave if they had let that round go on, it might have been a closer fight. Maybe Garcia would have got a knockdown. Maybe would have knocked him out. We don't know. It was 60 seconds. But the most notable opponents that Garcia had even fought was Ted Cheeseman from England, and then motherfucking Sergey Rabchenko, who was also not really anybody particularly special. So, but no, he definitely did. He definitely did his thing in there, and he fights his heart out. He throws a lot of punches. He's very tough, but like when it comes to world level competition, he's not that guy. And Tony Harrison fucking showed that. Tony Harrison went in there and made him look like some bullshit. And he cleared him, cleaner than Fundora. Like with Tony Harrison, there's no questioning Tony Harrison won that fight. He beat Garcia ass. Whereas with Fundora, there you can argue that he fucking lost. You can argue that he fucking lost. People don't talk about it.
yeah, I agree. I think when it comes to matchmaking at all in boxing, can we both agree that the matchmaking 9 times out of 10 is garbage until you get put up in there with some killer that you don't know that could easily wreck your whole entire career?
I mean, yeah. I mean, sometimes there can. I mean, for the most part, I agree. But sometimes there are moments where someone is actually not a killer, and it's just a physical coincidence. I'm not going to use the term lucky punch. It's just things happen. It's a phenomenon. Like someone can just happen to land a punch and that be it. Like one of the best examples of this is Nicholas Walters versus Nonito Donaire. Nicholas Walters was certified as pretty much a nobody. I mean, what the fuck was his nickname? The fucking axe murderer or some shit. But he hadn't done anything. Then out of nowhere, he just gets a good tempo shot off, and knocks Donaire the fuck out. And then from that point on, he's the ultimate badass until Lomachenko fights him, and then he don't fight no more. So shit like that can happen. So it's not even that you run into a badass. It's just maybe you got a little bit lackadaisical, and you ran into a punch. That shit like that can also happen. But matchmaking is there's no optimal way to do it. It's company based. Because sometimes they matchmake to take advantage to put a fighter in position like they did with Lomachenko, and then sometimes they matchmake because they know that a fighter needs fucking baby steps, like Virgil Ortiz Jr. They know that boy's not ready. They know that boy's not ready. They know he doesn't beat fucking Bud. They know he doesn't beat Spence. They know he doesn't beat Boots. And to be honest, the fact that they've made no noise about Stanionis, they probably think they don't beat Stanionis. So it's just levels, and like I said, with the internet, now people can see the levels much more clear. Like you can tell who's not gonna beat who. You can watch Devin Haney's entire career from when he's 17 to now. You couldn't do that. You couldn't do that before the current era.
Yeah, I find it interesting that you say that because when I used to wrestle in high school, I got matched up tough. Like especially at the JV level. They set you up with everybody, regardless if it's guys that have won, national tournaments back to back or state tournaments in their own state. You get matched up with like all the top level names, and regardless of JV or varsity, it's like you're getting matched up extremely tough, and by the time when it's ready for you to like take it to that Olympic level or just like college level in general, that's like guys from all over that are like getting way better. And it's like by the time when you get up there, it's like, it's kind of like what you say, like you don't know what's gonna go on because business wise, you may think like, okay, this guy is somewhere to your level, but at the end of what the day, it's all about which dices are rolled into your favor or not, because it's like you got to be ready for anything in boxing at least. But I think like what gets me very upset is like when the business gets involved and fighters try to ask for so much more money because they know that this guy is like high risk, low reward, and then they try to make up all these weird excuses to say, "Oh well, I don't want to fight this guy that has the same record as me," and I already know how well he fights, but they just want to like find ways to like make fights happen, and they just make more excuses to just try to act like certain things need to be like a certain barrier to entry.
My thing is too, whenever teams brand someone as high risk, low reward without anyone asking them, you're telling me that you're going to avoid that person. That's what you're telling me. That's a duck. And I don't give a fuck if it's strategic or not. You are ducking. But also, one thing that's important is that motherfuckers with no credentials, motherfuckers that aren't certified based off of anything, they have no excuse to not fight people on their level. Like when Virgil Ortiz talked about how people just want to fight him to get a payday, that bullshit like made my ass itch major. Cause I'm like, bro, you ain't shit. You ain't shit, and you ain't even done shit. Like it's crazy because as soon as you talk about Virgil Ortiz Jr. fight Blues, first thing they go to is resume. I'm like, what the fuck are you defending Virgil Ortiz with resume for? He's an undefeated contender like everybody else. Why doesn't he have to put in any work? Like Stanionis fought Butayev. There were two undefeated niggas, barely fought anybody, were around the same, the same point in their career. They fought each other, had a banger of a fight, and Stanionis happened to come out on top. Why do people want to protect Virgil Ortiz so bad? Who the fuck is like dudes that have put in no work be getting the fucking fan protection agency? I'm like, who are these people? Like I only want to protect fighters that have actually fucking done something. Like if you want to protect fucking Jermell Charlo from somebody, or you want to protect Spence from somebody, or you want to protect fucking Wilder, or fucking even like or like somebody like that. If you want to protect those dudes, then okay, fine. They've actually put in some work and done. Like if Bivol or Better Be have wanted to protect themselves from someone, that would make more sense. Those are dudes that have actually done shit, accomplished things, fought people. This nigga Virgil Ortiz has done nothing. Who the fuck, like, bro? Like, I don't understand. It's just like people want to protect Jaime Munguia for what? For what? Like, what the fuck are you getting out of this? He's not like, you're not even saving him from marquee fights. He's just gonna fight some more bullshit. So I don't even be understanding. Like, I understand why the teams want these motherfuckers to be safe, but I just don't understand why the fans be making excuses. Talking about who has Boots fought? Like, shut the fuck up.
At least Boots is trying to fight everybody.
Thank you. Thank you. Like why?
That's what makes a fighter a good fighter. Like when you're trying to call for the big fish, but the big fish don't want to come out and play with you.
and that's the thing. Virgil Ortiz Jr. is not a big fish. His team knows he's not a big fish. I swear to God, Crawford is a bitch. He will be a bitch until the day he dies. But he will knock Ortiz the fuck out. I promise. I promise he'll clear him. Nobody that doesn't move their head is going to survive on the elite level, especially at welterweight. I'm sorry. If you don't move your head, you're not beating elite fighters. You're not. It just is what it is. It's like people talk about like people talk about Hector Luis Garcia and Ryan Garcia and shit. Them niggas aren't beating Tank. Why? They don't move their heads. It's that simple. If you can't beat if you can't move your head, you're not beating Tank. That's why Cruz didn't beat Tank. That's why Rolly didn't beat Tank. That's why Hector not gonna beat Tank, and that's why Ryan Garcia not gonna beat Tank. They're not. They don't move their fucking heads. It's over. Yeah, this shit is simple math. Like, you don't need to be some boxing expert to put together a few points about styles. Like, Tank punches really fucking hard and he boxes really fucking well. If you do not move your head, you're going to get smoked. That's it. Plain and fucking simple.
Yeah, speaking of Tank and Dimitri Bivol, let's start with Bivol. But did you see that that thing that Bivol had with Charlo? Charlo was trying to like press him to try to fight him, and seems like Bivol was showing some cowardice and not wanting to fight Charlo.
Okay. Well, after Bivol cleared Canelo, I actually posted on Twitter that Charlo should send paperwork to Bivol for a mega fight at 168 and try to use some of that bag that PBC was getting ready to fuck off on Canelo to fight him and Benavidez. That's what I put, and you can still find the tweet somewhere around like May or whatever.
Yeah.
But or whenever the fuck they fought. I posted it right after the fight ended. But no, I don't think Bivol's scared of Charlo. I really don't. Charlo is big. He's a big dude. But I don't think Bivol's scared because the thing is, Bivol had the same reaction when fighting Canelo again. I don't think Bivol takes these dudes serious. Like people, Bivol's been underrated a lot of his career because he's been unknown. He doesn't talk a lot. He's not a big draw, and he's not out in the media running his mouth all the time. But Bivol knows that he's a good fighter, and he's proven that. So he's like, why are people acting like these dudes are a challenge? Like I'll run these motherfuckers over, and that's how you're supposed to act. So I don't think he's scared of Charlo. I just don't think that he wants to fight Charlo because Charlo will be coming up from 154. He's not active. He hasn't decided if he's going to go up to 168 or what. He's still a champion at 160. He hasn't even defended his belt. He hasn't been given the opportunity to unify. So Bivol is probably like, nigga, you better like focus on your own division or some shit because I'll smoke your ass. And that's cool because Bivol's supposed to believe that. But honestly, people talking big shit. I think that if Bivol comes down to 168 and clears Canelo for the undisputed title, Charlo and Benavidez are not only big fights, but Bivol will actually fight them. Because dudes like Bivol and Benavidez are not scared of shit. They're not on this whole, they're not on this whole pussy ass. Oh, I gotta make all this bread. I gotta be careful. Da, 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 da. They're like, no, I'm here to fucking whoop ass. Because they're from Russia. They're not used to having money anyway. And they've barely been making any money in their careers. Like this is Bivol's first time having real money. Like on HBO, he wasn't making that much bread.
Yeah, he wasn't making a lot. I felt so bad for him because it's like Bivol, like I've liked Bivol ever since I was in like high school. Ever since I graduated in 2013. But Bivol should have been at the big stage at that time frame. Within like 2 to 3 years, because it's like if you think about it, like him and Beterbiev should have been, in position in that same era to fight like Andre Ward, Sergey Kovalev, beat up on I don't know who, like whoever was at the top. But it's like, they just haven't really been pushing for that level because it's like, they've been comfortable just getting paid like marginal rates of paydays, and it's like I don't like seeing that. Like I just find that to be really like shady and very very crappy in terms of what the business, because it's like, I'm sure Bivol, he has like a much better career after boxing, but it's like whenever we're talking about prize fighting, like shouldn't you always be having like all the top guys be lined up to fight each other for these big fights, so therefore they don't ever have to come back to the sport? Because at least that way you're generating more money for the next generation of fighters that are coming up. So therefore networks can get behind those fighters, and that could create like a new roster of new level competition.
I mean, these are dudes from the third world. They ain't used to having shit. They ain't ever had shit. So you're telling them that they're getting like 1 point something a fight or whatever. Like I like to put it in perspective. I think that Top Rank bought the rights to Beterbiev versus Marcus Brown, which was a fight when Beterbiev was unified. They bought that shit for like less than $2 million, to put it in perspective. And so and honestly, like the guarantees for Beterbiev, his guarantees be less than $1 million to keep it 100. So he's happy with it. He's not complaining. He's happy Bob Arum is getting him steady work. He doesn't give a fuck. So that's just Bob Arum robbing the bank as per usual. Bill was getting paid a little bit better. Not to mention he just got that massive Canelo bag, so he's doing what he's doing. But these are dudes that are talented fighters. They're big dudes, and they've faced very little adversity. Like if Bivol has fought juiced up Pascal, he's fought Joe Smith Jr. He's barely been in trouble. He's handled all these dudes with ease, and some of these dudes have even been bigger than him, and he's huge.
Yeah.
Better be if has knocked out everyone. He's been dropped before, but he's gotten up. He's fought through adversity. He had blood in both eyes, and he still smoked Brown's bitch ass. So like these are, and the thing is, they're talking about smaller dudes coming up to fight them. Like Better be was a heavyweight amateur. He fought a heavyweight as an amateur. Better be don't give a fuck. It was like that's why Bivol has this reaction. He's like, dude, you guys said Canelo could really come up here and fuck with me, and I made him look horrible. I made him look like he had never boxed before. Like, what are y'all talking about? And now y'all talking about a dude that's coming up from from 154. He's like Bivol's like, where's my respect? Like, I know y'all didn't know me, but it's like, where's my respect? Why do y'all keep trying to make me fight these dudes? Like, Better Biev is the only dude I think right now that's like a well, I mean, I think Charlo's an interesting fight. I think you should try to fight him if you can at 168. I mean, shit, even 175. Charlo ain't doing shit. But because the thing is too, Bivol beat Canelo with a basic 1-2 combination and step forward. Charlo does that plus more, and the thing is, Charlo throws a lot of fucking punches. Like, y'all can say what y'all want about that Montiel fight, but Charlo throws a lot of fucking punches. And
Yeah, he throws like way more punches than Canelo. Definitely.
Exactly. And that's one of the reasons, why Canelo didn't want to fight Charlo, because imagine some shit that Bivol did, but Charlo actually sitting down on his punches. Like both Charlo brothers actually sit down on their fucking punches, whereas Bivol doesn't. Bivol doesn't sit down on any of his punches. I keep trying to tell dudes, I'm like, dude, if Bivol actually sat down on some shit, he would knock people the fuck out. Like, he just doesn't. He doesn't have that gear. He feels like if I can just box and win, I'm not even going to try to knock you out and risk anything. I'm just going to box you and move on.
Yeah, I agree. I just think the issue with I don't think it's more of a issue. I think with the difference between Charlo and Bivol is that Charlo, he like counter pivots with his jab, trying to expect something to come back to him. So therefore, he fights a little bit slow, and he fights very hyper aggressive. When he sees the opportunity to hurt somebody. But with Bivol, he's a very destructive counter puncher. He has such a great he has such a great calculated movement to like position a shot coming to him, and he has such good reads where he sets up his feet at the right place at the right time to to like cross pivot like a shot coming to him. So therefore he's not really getting hit flush, he's actually just only getting braised with punches. And I think that's very smart for him, because it's like people really think Bivol is not that good and he's just like a standard fighter. And some people within like the boxing stable or boxing circles, they say like Bivol's just like a he's just like a below average fighter, but it's like he's really not. He's a very, very good fighter. And like I personally favor him to be Artur Beterbiev, if they ever fight each other for undisputed.
Shit,
And
I don't.
well, like I think so, but if it does happen and he does beat Beterbiev, then I think it's fair to say that Bivol, he's definitely top 3 or top 5 pound for pound based off of skill, because he didn't have any expectations getting this far, and I think honestly, based off of how much knowledge he has garnered with his trainer and his regiment as a whole, that just shows like he's just like a very, very good, calm, collected fighter that doesn't need boxing, but boxing chose him to like make him into like a powerhouse, like a level machine where he's able to make all these great, all these great high level like adjustments to definitely keep himself up there.
My thing is though, is that Bivol has always been this guy. And he's actually fought some quality. He's fought the quality opposition at light heavyweight. The thing is that people didn't notice until he had an opponent like Canelo. That's when all the casuals realized who Bivol even was. But I always say this: recency bias is a motherfucker. Recency bias be kicking y'all ass. I'm not saying that you're not entitled to your opinion, but like I expected Bivol to get robbed on the cards, but I didn't expect Bivol to lose. I didn't expect Bivol to lose. I didn't expect Bivol to get knocked out. I didn't expect Bivol to get hurt. I didn't expect none of that. I expected Bivol to clear this dude, to beat him, but then lose on the cards. Because that's what I expected to happen. But I didn't expect Canelo to really be able to win. I'm glad that Bivol got the decision, but Bivol's always been this dude. It's just people didn't notice until until Canelo, and now all of a sudden they want to pretend to be Bivol experts and say, "Oh, well, he clears everyone," and it's like, okay, well, hold on. I understand that Bivol has a better resume than fucking Beterbiev, but that doesn't mean that Beterbiev is not a threat. Beterbiev is very, very fast. He boxes very, very well, and he's a fucking monster. Like, to put it in perspective, what's his name? Bivol went 12 rounds with Joe Smith Jr. And that's cool. That's good. Beterbiev cleared that same guy in 2. These are just the facts. And also, like, the pity patter puncher, the pity pats and the 1-2, the rapid punching, that stuff is great. But what's gonna happen when Bivol finally gets caught? Because I'm like, Joe Smith Jr. cracked him over the head with the same right hand, twice, and Bivol didn't go anywhere. That's true. But Joe Smith Jr. is not Beterbiev. Okay, he's not. So to be honest, I'm picking Beterbiev to win that fight. And part of me, it thinks that's probably why it fucking took so long to get this shit. Because them niggas, they should have been fought. They should have fucking been fought already. I'm happy that Bivol cleared Zerto, because people were talking about, oh, Zerto's being avoided, Zerto's this, Zerto's that. I'm like, man, Zerto ain't shit, but whatever, let's get him out the way. And then, now he finally went in there and got his fucking O snatched. I'm just like, honestly, what happened to Zerto is what I need to happen to all these dudes. I need it to happen to Munguia. I need it to happen to Virgil. I need it to happen to fucking Hergovic and Jalopy and all these bitch dudes, like all these marginal dudes that we're supposed to think are good. I want them to step up like Zerto so they can get beat up and we can stop talking about it. Like, you see how fast we stop talking about Zerto? That's exactly what I need to just clean some of this shit up. Because they were trying to make Zerto seem like some ultimate fucking badass. Oh, Zerto is dude. Zerto is just big. It's just like Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia is just big. He's just big. That's it. And he's kind of fast, and he has one left foot. That's it. That's all. He's not fucking good. These niggas suck. And I gotta hear, oh, fucking Jalopy's ready for a while. They're like, oh, nigga, shut up. Still bitch ass.
Jalala. Yeah, I was just about to say with Bivol, like, I mean, like, honestly, like, if Bivol beats a Beterbiev and he was, like, actually doing the same thing like he did to Canelo to Beterbiev, then can it be fair to say that Bivol, he's just like that, one ultimate warrior that just doesn't care what anybody says to him? Because because if anything, like, Bivol really doesn't care what anybody puts him down as far as like a top fighter. He's always putting in that work, and I think, like, just skill wise, like, Bivol just knows, like, as long as he just keeps putting himself in that position to be notable, then I think Bivol, like I think Bivol has already done like enough in his career where, even if he were to lose to Beterbiev, like, he knows that he's still one of those, like, good, like, good all around fighters that possesses like enough skill to, beat a good load of names.
I mean, yeah, like, I'm saying, if Bivol gets in there and clears Beterbiev, ain't really shit we can say. And it's really not. I just don't like how I just don't like how after he beats Canelo, all of a sudden he's the number one, like, light heavy. Like, people were saying that stupid shit before he even fought Canelo. I'm like, wait, hold on. I'm like, how is he the number one light heavyweight when Beterbiev got most of the division on lockdown? Like, if you believe he's the best, okay, fine, real talk. But that's kind of like how dumbasses will say that Tank is the king of 135. No, he's fucking not. What the fuck? He hasn't done shit. I'm talking about he's the king. If you want to talk about he makes the most bread, okay, that's whatever. But, nigga, you're not getting any of that fucking money. like I said, if you want to talk about how Bivol makes the most money at 175 when Canelo's not there, okay, that might be a case you can make. But Better Biev is the king of 175. He has 3 belts, and and Bivol got one. Better Biev is fucking unified to hell and got that shit on lockdown. So yeah, them niggas need to go ahead and fight. We've been waiting too long. But again, the sanctioning bodies are trying to fuck it up. They're trying to have they're trying to have Yard fight Better Biev, and when he gets knocked the fuck out, then they're trying to have Callum Smith. I'm like, I'm like, what are y'all mandating all this bullshit for? Why can't these two fight? What the fuck is going on? Like Callum Smith? I mean, yeah, sure, he's made some improvements. He's training with Buddy McGirt and shit, but like, come on, bro, he's gonna get knocked out too. Give a fuck. I mean, maybe he gets in there and does something that looks good. Maybe he knocks Better Biev on his ass because Better Biev has been knocked down by worse fighters than Callum Smith. He got knocked down by Callum Johnson, but it's like still, bro, like get the fuck out the way, man. Like let Undisputed take place, let Yard get cooked, let Undisputed take place, and then Callum Smith can fight whoever wins. Cause you're probably gonna lose. It's like, I'm just so thirsty and trying to get these dudes in there. Like, bro, man, like nobody give a fuck. Honestly, the only rematch I want for Canelo at 175 is Callum Smith. Now that he's not weight drained, he got like full camp going.
Yeah.
Yeah, but outside of that, I don't need to see Canelo versus Bivol too. I think he'll probably knock him the fuck out this time. And yeah, no, but like I said, Better Biev is the number one guy out light heavyweight. Always was, and until Bivol like gets in there and whoops his ass, that's the case. That's the situation.
Yeah, I agree. I just think at this point, it's just like, all these hyped up fighters just need to get out of the way and just, let all of the good fighters just get their money's worth and just basically just max out until, it's all said and done. But as far as the other divisions go, let's talk about Gervonta Davis and Devin Haney and Shakur.
Oh Lord.
Did you hear that whole Rise podcast thing with Tank and Blue Blood?
Yeah, niggas was talking shit. First of all, how Tank rich as hell and his squad look like they record using potatoes. That's what the fuck I'm trying to figure out. Niggas, they couldn't even achieve 720p. Like, god damn, this is like recording from the trap. So that's first off. But like, I had to fast forward a lot of it because a lot of them were just like praising Tank, and that's cool. I understand you have to keep the lights on and pay the rent. But like I wanted to get like to the smoke, like what the fuck are we talking about? And then we finally get to it. They're talking about Devin Haney and shit. Blue Blood came on and said that he thinks Devin Haney beats Tank. Okay, that's an opinion. That's fine. Tank got heated, said it's personal, whatever, and that he'll clear both of them. That sounds good. I don't really care. But I heard him talking. But the thing is, like, especially as far as Devin Haney is concerned, Tank could have fought Devin Haney at any point. At any point. And let me just say this while we're on air. So, make sure we get the facts right here. Let me just let me lift this up real quick just to make sure I have it right. Cause no, I was thinking about this shit the other day. Because Tank has made it seem like this entire time that it's just, oh my god, it's impossible for me to fight XYZ, blah 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 blah. So Devin Haney, Devin Haney was after Lomachenko ducked like a bitch. Devin Haney was elevated to the WBC champion November after he clipped Santiago. Okay. So Devin Haney from 2019 up until he fought Kambosos, which was in 2022. So 2019, 2022, Devin Haney is, he's pillow fisted. People saying his resume sucks. He's fighting bums. Blah 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 blah. So same time period. Tank fought July. He fought Nunez July. Whatever. Fuck all that. A month after Devin Haney becomes the champion at 135, Tank fights the fucking Gamboa for the WBA regular. Okay, cool. That's a cool little fight. Knocks Gamboa out in the 12th, what have you. Between 2019 and 2022, Tank fights Leo Santa Cruz, Mario Barrios, Isaac Cruz, and fucking Rolly. Any of those other fights could have been Haney. Like, Leo Santa Cruz, what the fuck ever. Like, cool fight. Leo Santa Cruz, very accomplished, good win. Knockout of the year, fantastic fight. but that could have been Haney. Mario Barrios, what the fuck? That was random. Nobody asked you to do that. Was it a good fight? Yeah, it was a good fight. Showed you can go to 140, whoop on bigger niggas. Fantastic, but nobody asked for that. Isaac Cruz was a fucking late replacement. Honestly, I don't even remember who the fuck he was supposed to be fighting originally. I really don't. Like, huh?
Tank was supposed to fight Rolly back in August.
Okay, yeah, and then Rolly bitch. Oh yeah, Rolly got caught up with that sexual assault shit, so he had to pull out. Okay, yeah, he fought Isaac Cruz and then he fought Rolly. Any of those dudes before the Cambosis joint, any of those fights could have been Devin Haney. And people want to talk about, well, he's tied with Mayweather Promotions. Right. Mayweather Promotions didn't want to make the fight for him. And Ellaby over here talking about, oh, he's going to request too much money. He's not a good seller, blah, 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 blah. That's great. What the fuck did Isaac Cruz bring to the table? Nothing. What the fuck did Barrios bring to the table? Nothing. So, I mean, shit. If we're really talking shit, even Gamboa didn't bring shit to the table as far as viewership. He was most famous at the time for getting smoked by fucking Bud. So, like, again, and then Ellaby's talking all this bullshit. He's over there on DAZN. Ryan Garcia signed with Golden Boy, and Golden Boy has an exclusive contract with DAZN. So it's just funny how all of a sudden DAZN is no longer a fucking problem now that they're fighting Ryan Garcia. Like, look, I'm cool with Tank. I'm a fan and everything, but I'm tired of the bullshit. And now that he's free from Ellaby and Floyd's goofy ass, and they're just doing their exhibitions, I expect smoke. I expect Tank to clip all these niggas. Then you're supposed to be fighting all these like. And the thing that bothers me too is that Ryan Garcia, in and of himself, when you talk about his actual sales history, it's nothing. Like, he hasn't even done anything. Meanwhile, Devin Haney has packed out an arena with damn near 50,000 fucking people already. Ryan Garcia got no sales history. What, just because some bitches think he cute? That's not boxing. Them hoes don't buy boxing. Like, they don't buy his fucking fights. Like, I think his whole career he's had one pay-per-view, and guess what? The hoes didn't buy it. They didn't. They don't watch boxing, so it's like. So I mean, and then Hector Garcia is cool. He's cool. He's a 130 champion, but let's keep in mind, Isaac Avelar dropped Hector Garcia in the first round, and Hector Garcia is only known for clipping Colbert. And Colbert was an undefeated prospect, never a champion, that only has 6 knockouts to his name, who's notorious for not having power. So it's like, all right, he's a good champion. He's a good undefeated champion. He's strong. He's big. That's cool. But he's coming up from 130, and his wins are just, whatever. And he's looked like shit before. He's been knocked down. Like, you've seen him knocked down. And with the same punch Isaac Avelar was able to land, Tank will knock him the fuck out with that same punch. So, and also, let me,
like,
oh, go ahead.
Oh no! Like, I was just gonna talk about Hector Garcia. Like, I like Hector like a lot, but these same people that were dick riding Hector Garcia, especially from the Dominican boxing community, and like weird ass people like Punch Drunk Boxing, right? Like, these people were not expecting Hector to be good at all. Like, these are like the same people saying, like, oh, well, who is Hector Garcia fighting Chris Colbert? But then the minute when he wins and he goes ahead and wins like a world title, it's like people all want to gaslight that. But then it's like when Tank is going to fight Hector, it's like people try to really make it seem like Hector is like this, super duper great fighter. And I have nothing up against Hector, but it's like, Hector hasn't really put himself in there with any deadly names yet, and like, honestly, I won't be surprised if Gervonta actually cooks him, because Hector, he is big, but the thing is like, I don't think his size is going to present a problem to Tank. I think like what's going to be the problem is just like the height and reach advantage. But once Gervonta figures him out and he hurts him with just one good punch, I think it's over. I don't think Hector's going to hold up to that power.
Yeah, I don't either. I mean, like I said, we've seen Hector's chin cracked by Isaac Avelar, so he's not going to do anything with Tank. And that's the thing, though. Like, this is a cool fight, but let's keep it 100. No one is giving Hector Garcia a legitimate chance to beat Tank. Nobody, because he's not going to do shit. Just like nobody is giving Ryan Garcia a legitimate chance to beat Tank because he's not going to do shit. He's not going to do shit. He's going to get in there and get smoked. But the thing is, though, they keep talking all this shit. They keep talking all this shit. Saying Haney is this, Haney is that, blah blah blah. But the thing is, Devin Haney and his father have come out multiple times and clarified details about the deal they have with Top Rank. Number one, they're not Top Rank employees like Terrence Crawford. They're signed on the fight by fight basis. This contract happens to have 3 fights. Number two, the fights do not have to be consecutive. I say again, for the slow pokes in the room, the fights did not have to be consecutive. They did not have to fight George Kambosos back-to-back twice and then Lomachenko following. They just have to have 3 fights on Top Rank. Didn't matter when, didn't matter how. All that it matters was they had to fight Kambosos twice and they got to fight some other asshole once. That other asshole didn't even have to be Lomachenko. People keep talking shit. Well, Bob, first of all, Bob is a fucking liar. Let's get that straight. Second of all, nobody said that Lomachenko had to be the 3rd fight. Nobody said that. Not even Bob. Well, Bob wants. It's like, shut the fuck up. Talking about what Bob wants. And also, Top Rank just did a cross promotion with PBC and Top Rank for Wilder versus Fury. You don't think they'd do some wiggle room for Tank? Tank is a massive draw. They would love to have a piece of Tank. So trying to say that, oh, we'll do Haney on Top Rank, like, no, you sound like a bitch. You sound like a bitch that doesn't want the fight to happen because you're worried that Tank might get beat up. And it's okay. It's okay. Because then when you say that, all they do is say, well, Haney ain't got no power. Then why the fuck ain't they making the goddamn fights then? The fuck? I get so sick of that bullshit. Oh, it's impossible for him to win. Okay, well, let's get the fight. Well, no, because Tank said and Bob Arum said it's just a bunch of ignorant niggas babbling. Like, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? Can't stand when y'all acting like bitches about these fighters, acting like y'all they baby mama or some shit. And if something happens to them, that the child support gonna get cut off. Made me fucking sick with this dumb shit. I'm over here asking legitimate questions. Niggas getting emotional. I'm like, bro, Tank could have fought Devin Haney at any fucking point. Could have fought him before he was a champion. Could have fought him after. Could fight him fucking now. Like, even now, Haney's on Twitter talking about Lomachenko. The deal's not even done. Ink's not even dry, and they have no date for fucking Ryan Garcia or whatever. So I'm like, as opposed to fighting Ryan's bitch ass, why don't you just fight Haney? But nah, the motherfuckers don't want to hear. Like, oh, he has to fight Lomachenko. He has to. I'm like, and then when he goes to 140, like he said he was going to, they're gonna be like, oh, see, he's ducking. He ain't going to 140. I'm like, bro, Tank just fought at 140, and keep in mind, he's not even fighting Ryan Garcia at 135. He's fighting him at some bullshit catch weight because Ryan's fat ass can't make weight. It just makes me sick. Why are you bending over backwards for Ryan Garcia, but for Devin Haney, it's impossible? I can't do it. It's impossible. He this, he that. But Ryan Garcia, you on your fucking knees trying to make the deal happen. So, like, I don't want to put the Terrence Crawford stamp on Tank, but I'm telling you, bro, after these 2 fucking fights, after he clears these 2 cunts, I'm on his ass. I'm on his ass. I'm like, bro, you need to start fighting these dudes, okay? And Shakur, I ain't trying to hear from Shakur because, to be honest, I don't think he'll fight Tank. I think Tank will beat Shakur ass, and I think Tank will beat Shakur's ass. I think Shakur is just gonna talk a lot of shit because I remember Shakur was talking some cash shit until Tank weighed in at 133 for fucking for Rolly. He was talking some big shit, and then all of a sudden when Tank weighs in at 133, he was like, "Oh, that's my friend. You know, we cool, we buddies." I'm like, "Yeah," because Tank can probably make 30 and smoke your ass. But it don't matter. It don't matter no more because Shakur's at 135. But honestly, Shakur, like, even it's funny because Shakur's talking this bullshit and he's talking about how he's sending contracts to William Zepeda. I'm like, what the fuck? You're not even fighting. Like, what are you talking about?
You're not even fighting him yet.
That's what I mean. And then William Zepeda has said nothing. William Zepeda hasn't confirmed he received the contract or anything. So Shakur's
honestly, like I'm not gonna call out any names, but when people were praising Shakur for like calling everybody out, I'm just like, okay, that's cool and all, but you know, is he really gonna be fighting anybody? I don't think so, because it's just like, you know, if he was really like about that life, like a Shakur, he would very well, you know, go after everybody that he wants to. But it's just like, I personally don't see it because, you know, from my own perspective, you know, if I was like if I was a deadly southpaw in his division, like Tank, and I know that he's just talking just to make himself feel relevant, then what I'm gonna be saying to him is like, okay, like you may think you're good, but it's like I know deep down, the minute when I actually get my hands on you, it's just basically game over. And I think that's where Shakur's in right now. Like he thinks he's like in a good spot, but I don't think he's in a good spot right now. Like I think honestly, like Shakur's scaling will definitely be halted when everything gets tested by the upper echelon. Yeah. So I think honestly that's like where Shakur will definitely meet his match, at the top of the division. But I just don't see his scaling really doing anything good at 135. I just need to see it. That's all. But
Yeah, I'm not gonna put the dunk stamp on him yet because he has to show me. But his trajectory at 135 will show me. Like for example, after Tank clears these two dudes, and he starts talking cash shit, like if Shakur, like if Tank wants to fight Shakur or Haney or whatever, if let's say for example he clears these two dudes and then he's focused on Shakur. When Tank hands Shakur the paperwork, there should be no excuse why he doesn't just sign whatever the fuck needs to be signed and get his ass up there and fight. If he starts talking that bullshit about top rank and Bob Arum and da 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 da, that means you never wanted to fight because you knew you were on top rank already. So why would? Because Jay Prince is his promoter and manager. I mean, well, Jay Prince is his fucking manager, and then Top Rank is his promoter. So, like I said, if Tank hands him some paperwork, and there's any fucking bitch babble, like if there's anything but okay, sure, and then sign the contract and fight. If he talks about money, if he talks about the weight, if he talks any shit, I know he's already not serious because it's like you knew all this prior. If you were gonna sit there and bitch about everything in the contract like you're somebody, and as opposed to just signing and just getting ready to fight, we already know you didn't want it. Like fucking Devin Haney was the C side, not even the B side, the C side that George Kambosos, a nigga nobody had ever heard of before. Devin Haney had already been making way more money than him, Tiafimo and Lomachenko combined, and he was the C side. So I already know that money is not an issue. Devin Haney will sign whatever it is, and he'll fight Tank for fucking $15.95. It don't even matter. So if Shakur comes in talking that, oh, I need this, I need that, trying to act like he a star or some shit. Nah, I already know he's not serious. He's acting like Terrence Crawford, you know. And all these dudes keep talking about how Devin Haney's talking shit while making other fights. I'm like, bro, Tank and Shakur are doing the same shit. Tank literally has Hector Garcia scheduled with Ryan Garcia being scheduled right after, and he's talking about the fights. I'm like, dude, he's literally scheduling another fucking fight as opposed to saying, you know what, fuck Ryan Garcia. Hector Haney and fucking Shakur can get it next. I feel like if Tank was serious, I feel like if Tank was dead ass serious, he would be like, you know what, fuck Ryan. He can wait. His bitch ass can wait at 140 or whatever. Haney and Shakur is your time now. Shakur should go first because Shakur is at 135. Haney and Ryan can get it next at 140. I feel like that's what he would do if he was. If that's why I'm kind of worried. I'm like, you nigga, if you fight these dudes, you better, man. Like I'm just nervous. I don't think it's. I don't know. I don't have a lot of hope right
oh, well, for Shakur,
now. No, for Tank, I feel like Tank not gonna fight these dudes because he could have been fought them already. You know, like honestly, I don't think Tank is gonna offer either one of them shit. I think it's just gonna be a lot of talking. And Shakur, I don't think Shakur will fight Tank. I think Shakur will fight Devin. I just don't think he fight Tank because Tank, I think, will beat Shakur ass. I mean, I think Devin will beat Shakur too, but Shakur just like won't get hurt. I think Tank will fucking hurt him.
Yeah, what's up, TS?
Yeah, what's going on?
Yeah, all right. Before I let you get to what you gotta say, I was gonna say it like, how about this? If Tank does duck Devin and Shakur, but let's just say Devin and Shakur fight, and then after that, they go on to fight better competition, and Tank, he gets smoked by like some unknown guy. Like, could we say Tank is like just like an absolute bum and he's no longer good anymore?
If he gets smoked by who?
I mean, by anybody. Like if some guy out of nowhere just basically knocks him out smooth. Like
No, I wouldn't say that. If he got outboxed by some trash, then absolutely. But Getting knocked out is a matter of happenstance and physics. You can run into the wrong punch and just get smoked. So I wouldn't say Tank is a bum because he's shown us that he's not a bum. He does everything. He does everything well. He does power, boxing ability, hands, speed, foot speed, ring IQ. So I would never call him a bum unless he got just completely like outboxed, embarrassed the entire time. But one like if he got slept, nah, I wouldn't call him a bum off that. He'd have to run that shit back though, or like come back real hard. If he started taking L's after that, then we start having bump talks.
Yeah, do you have anything to say, Tyrone? Or
No, not much, man. If he lost, I guess it depends on who he lost to. And get knocked out. Honestly, I'd rather be boxed up than being knocked out because knocked out long term has pretty bad consequences. I mean, you're going to get hurt easier after that. That's a fact. And brain damage. I mean, I would never want to be memed out or end up on a boxing scene article saying that I got blasted out in 2 rounds. I would never want that. Rather get boxed up, to be honest. But it all depends.
yeah, do you think Gervonta's career is just trash overall, or
Pretty idle.
like
It's pretty idle. There's not much movement, and he is running out of time. He's 27 or 28 this year, I think. He's born 94.
yeah, he's 28.
He'll be 28 this. Yeah, 28 now, so he'll be 29 next year, right? Yeah, so he's running out of time. And I think all those fights are very winnable fights for him. I think he can beat all those guys. For me, I like him the best. I don't really watch Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson. I don't really like watching those guys. I avoid it. I just look at the result more for Devin than I do of Shakur, but it's just really hard to watch, man. I remember watching last time I watched Devin Haney a full fight was when he fought that bum Antonio Moran, and I swear to God, this guy was fucking gearing up from his heels, dude. He was loading up on these punches like that, and I literally saw the punch right before he threw it. I said it's over. I turned my head to the other way and went to sleep, and I could hear the zone commentators go, "Whoa!" I knew he would come out with that. I saw it literally 5 seconds before it happened, 2 seconds before it happened. The way he loaded up, like, yeah. I mean, I've just never been big on Devin Haney really, because I just think he's a Mayweather. His style, dude, is hard to watch, man.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
I don't like really watching him. I don't really watch Ryan
you think?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I was just gonna ask, like the both of y'all, do you think Devin Haney's career is definitely like looking like almost like a Floyd Mayweather type resume, where he's like fighting everybody, but compared to Gervonta Davis, he's not really showing that he wants any more interest in being great anymore. So therefore, Devin, he's basically like exposing like a lot more fighters that are not willing to take on bigger risks and challenges.
Well, nobody's resume is looking like Floyd right now. So let's get that clear. Nobody, not Haney, not Tank, not none of them motherfuckers. The closest Floyd resume is like between probably Ugas, Spence, Mel Charlo, like dudes like that, dudes who have like clearly fought everybody they need to be fighting in their division. So Haney beat the man that beat the man. He's the lineal lightweight champion, but I mean, Kambosos, he got one win. So let's not get ahead of ourselves. Like his career has some parallels. People are avoiding him. People don't want to fight him because there's no clear path to victory. They don't see a path to victory. He's hardly struggled. But yeah, no, like I said, I don't think he's at a Floyd level resume yet. But it is difficult for him to get fights for some reason. People talk all this bullshit, but when it's time to actually fight him, all these excuses and he's this, he's that, he can be boring. Sure, it's different strokes for different folks. Like for example, I don't find Bernard Hopkins entertaining. I don't think Bernard Hopkins is an entertaining fighter to watch. Fantastic fighter, lots of skill. I personally do not find his fights entertaining at all. And I've watched a lot of Bernard Hopkins fights. So that's fair. You can say that. But at the end of the day, he's got the keys to the lightweight division. And if you don't actually want to fight him at 135, you look scared. You look crazy. He's got all the titles. Like, what the fuck are we doing? And also, his opponents get career high paydays. So you can talk all this shit, but if we compare the purses between Jojo Diaz, what Jojo Diaz got, and what like Isaac Cruz got with Tank, like, yeah, there's a big ass difference. Jojo cleared like over $1 million. I don't know what. I think Cruz got like what, 400,000 or some shit. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, Devin be he be hooking people up, man.
He's even feeding members of Tank's old team, like Truck Simpson. Truck Simpson wasn't getting no money fucking with Tank. He over with Devin Haney now holding up fucking giant stacks of cash.
Oh yeah. Like, I gotta talk about Truck. Like,
yeah, Truck from Baltimore,
Truck,
and Tank not even feeding him.
Yeah, Truck was saying like the other day how much he like appreciates Devin over Tank because he felt like he wasn't being treated properly by Tank, and Tank, like, I think he pretty much basically said Tank is like very arrogant and shit like that, and
he take after
he didn't
Floyd?
feel like he was. Yeah.
Floyd is his father figure. That's what happens. That's what happens when you don't have a strong father figure. You take after whatever asshole you hang around the most, and that happened to be Floyd. Like, Floyd. That's how Tank acts. Tank acts like Floyd. The difference is Tank didn't have to have the pretty boy. He didn't have to have the pretty boy era. He didn't have to do that because Floyd was already behind him. Floyd didn't have a Floyd to carry his ass. Floyd had to actually put in some work, and that's why he smoked everybody during the pretty boy era, because he had to do that. Tank already had Floyd, so he didn't have to go through the pretty boy phase. He had Tank. He had Floyd as a promoter, so he was getting all his bread, smoking the who's who of who, and now it's time to put some work in. It's time to fucking go and show us that you actually win these fantasy fights, because niggas are giving Tank credit for beating people he's not even fought.
Yeah, I agree. I just think, honestly, when it comes down to it, like, Gervonta, he's showing a lot more lack of manhood compared to what Devin is, because like Devin clearly shows like he really respects you as a man, like when you actually give him that type of respect, and that's why that I like talking to people like him, because for even like the fighters that I have on my channel coming on, like, I just mutually get along with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't be like talking to people that are just like super arrogant pieces of shit. Like, I actually do give some form of credibility to people that I actually do respect. But I just think, like, honestly, like, people like Tank, they clearly show that they haven't had any maturity at all, and like you said about having like a father figure, I feel like men that don't have fathers at all, they usually end up being weaklings at the end of the day, because they haven't really experience of how to be a mature adolescent, once you get up to that point as you grow up older.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's facts. But all I know is that it's too much cap in the game. I like Tank, and I appreciate that he has a lot of support. I'm glad he makes the money that he makes, whatever. But niggas are gassing him to the point where he's starting to smell himself, and at this point, he's starting to think, well, I don't even have to fight these dudes. Like I said, he's acting like fucking Terrence Crawford. It's starting to piss me off. Like what else are you doing? And then people keep talking about how Ryan is such this amazing fucking draw. If you pull up Ryan's revenue history from fights, to now, from the beginning of his career to now, it's not big. It's probably either comparable or not as big as Shakur, and it's definitely not bigger than Devin Haney, because Devin Haney just did 50,000 in Australia. And you can't say it's because of George Kambosos, because they fucking admitted that the government wouldn't have even put up money for the fight if Kambosos wasn't fighting Haney or Lomachenko. So clearly, the Australian government did not give a fuck about Kambosos. They didn't. They cared about who he was fighting. So man, whatever. Like I said, whatever, man. If Tank is cool, he wants to get rid of these two and take this bag. great. But after these two, bro, if you're not sending contracts to certified niggas, then I'm kind of done, bro. I'm gonna just write you off and focus on other shit. Like I don't care what Canelo does anymore because I'm done with Canelo. I stopped being a fan when he started fighting when he fought Liam Smith, and since then he's done nothing but give me shit I didn't ask for. So fuck him. I don't care. I don't care about Tyson Fury. I don't care about Triple G or Munguia or fucking Danny Jacobs. Like none of those bitch dudes. I don't care about them. So I don't want to put Tank on that list. I really don't because I want to see him fight some, have some entertaining fights. But if he like I said, if he gets past these two and he don't do shit else, whatever, bro. I'm good.
Yeah, do you think Gervonta is a hype job, Tyrone, or?
No, Tank's no hype job. I like to fight, but again, we have to see the proof with the opponents.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah, because like I don't hate Tank, man. It's just like to me, like from the outside looking on, it makes me think like he don't want to be great no more, and I just feel like honestly, he's letting like a lot of people down out of his city because like people always be like using that he's from Baltimore argument to say like he's all tough and all that, but like what me and you talked about in the past, D have like I've really come to like a realization like it does not matter where the hell you from in any sport you play that makes you good. Like if you got skills, you got skills. Like being from any tough environment doesn't make you better in any sport, and I think honestly like if anything that makes you look like more of like a fool because it's like it clearly shows that for one you're just using that to be egotistical, and two it's just like you're just really using that as an excuse to say that you can't actually be true to to your own words of what you believe in, and you basically just live in your own echo chamber, and I don't like people like that. Like I like people that actually stick up to what they say and actually be like honest with what they believe in, because I just don't think Tank's mindset is like actually there. Like when it comes to like him trying to think like he's like the ultimate badass, but it's like for his fans to like use those type of arguments to protect them, this makes me think of him a lot more different. Like I don't really be trusting him.
I just get angry when dudes give him an excuse as to why he's not fighting certain people. Like whenever they talk, like it's funny because if you notice when you talk, especially when they talk about the sparring or whatever, Tank is put in all kinds of fantasy fights. People go, oh, Tank Lomachenko, Tank Colbert, Tank fucking Gary Russell Jr., Tank Frank Martin, whatever. Tank only gets mad when he hears one name. Whenever you mention Devin Haney, Tank gets fucking upset. He gets angry. That stands out to me. That's very important. Because people talk about Tank fighting all these other people. Oh, Tank would do this, Tank would do that, blah, 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 blah. But whenever you mention Devin Haney, Tank gets fucking angry. Even when they were talking about Tank versus Shakur, Tank was like, man, whatever, Shakur, blah, blah, blah. But you mention Haney, Tank gets fucking mad. He's like, oh, I swear to God, I'll beat. And I'm like, yeah. So that tells me something. And dudes that don't have any observational skills who are just riding around sucking dick, they don't pay attention to those things. Because anger is a trauma response. Anger is a trauma response reacting to something that you don't want to happen again or reacting to something that you don't like happening. So it's clear that Devin Haney and their history has affected him in some kind of way. But like I said, you talk all this bullshit about DAZN and crossing the street, it's impossible, but then you're over here bending over backwards, practically begging Ryan to come and fight you. And keep in mind, Ryan is someone that nobody is giving a legitimate chance to beat you. So it's not like it's some awesome fucking fight. It's just a chance that you get a highlight reel knockout. That's it. So it just seems sus. Like why is the Devin Haney? Oh, you don't want to make it happen. And also he only talks all this shit while people's schedules are being filled. He's talking about how Devin Haney has other fights. I'm like, nigga, You planned Hector Garcia, and then you're working on a fight while you're training for Hector Garcia. So you're doing the same fucking thing. Shakur is the only one with a free fucking schedule. So it's just like I said, bro. It's just sus, and I swear to hope to baby Jesus that we get some of these fucking fights because I'm gonna be cooking, man. If for any reason Haney and Shakur can't get the same offers that fucking Cruz and Ryan, all these other bitch dudes get, then I'm gonna be cooking. I'm gonna be cooking.
Yeah, speaking of which, like, I was just about to say, like, why can't Tank just fight Shakur after Hector? Because, like, honestly, that would make like a lot better sense. So,
Dude, these are, and then if you ask these questions, people just get mad. Like Shakur, yeah, exactly. Shakur has no fucking fight. He's already at 135. Why not? Why not just why not just fight Shakur after Hector? Exactly. But then people come, well, Ryan is so much money. It's a big ass money fight. Boo, boo, boo. I'm like, Ryan is going to be there. Ryan is what, fucking 25 years old? He's not going anywhere. Why the fuck does everyone else have to wait who's actually taking on tough fights, but Ryan is the one that needs the reward right now? Why are we working on Ryan Garcia's schedule? God damn, what the fuck are we talking about? Like, who the fuck is Ryan Garcia to which we all have to accommodate him? Oh, he doesn't have time? Man, fuck this nigga, man. He's done nothing. He's accomplished nothing. And I'm telling you, the hoes that be on his Instagram wanting to give him some pussy do not pay for his fucking fights. They do not.
so I feel bad for his girlfriend because he's probably like cheating on her.
I don't know how many baby mamas he had, but the first one that had his kid, he cheated on that bitch as soon as he had his first fight. He doesn't care. He doesn't care about anybody in this. Yeah, dude. He got caught. He was on TMZ. His little young ass. He's like 22, got some girl pregnant, cheated on that bitch with his first big paycheck in Beverly Hills. So yeah, he's not
Beverly Hills.
Yeah, he's not some kind of fucking wholesome family man that like, dude, like, shut that get that weak shit the fuck out of here, bro. He's a rich motherfucker who's made a lot of money without fighting anybody. And to keep in mind, even if this fight gets scheduled, I still don't think he fights Tank. And I'm gonna be talking major shit when they schedule this bitch and he pulls out because his fucking pinky hurt or some shit. Oh my god, because he's just wasting time. It's just like Terrence Crawford. He's just wasting time because they don't have a date. They don't have a venue. They don't have shit. Now, Espinosa said the shit was locked in. Okay, Espinosa, cool. It could be locked in, but Ryan Garcia doesn't have to fight, and it's going to be funny. It's going to be funny with who the late replacement is too, because they're going to have a replacement because they know Ryan's a bitch. They know he might pull out the fight, so they're going to have a replacement. And the replacement going to be some bullshit. And then what's going to happen? Ryan Garcia going to take 6 months off, come back the next year talking that same shit. Oh, now I'm ready for Tank shit. Yeah, now I'm ready. Now I'm ready. Yeah, see, back then I wasn't ready. Now I'm ready. It's like, oh, these niggas, he's never gonna fight.
From like Winnie,
right? He like because
I'm like Tigger from Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah, bro. Like people forget he already ducked Tank once. He already ducked. Why the fuck would he fight him now?
I've already done.
Like, I don't know. I don't like that shit. I don't give a fuck. If people like watching,
God, Ryan, please don't pull out, man.
Yeah, if people
don't pull out.
Maybe it's the kind of boxing fan that I am. But personally, I like boxing. I like boxing matches to where predicting the winner takes some work, or I have no idea who's gonna win. Those are fun boxing matches. If fans today just want to watch their favorite fighter beat up bitch dudes, okay, cool. To each their own. But just admit that though. Admit you don't want the fighter that you like to have any fucking challenges. You want him to be able to breeze through life doing absolutely nothing, just creaming everybody on fucking 50cc like a bitch. Just be honest. Just be honest. I don't want him encountering any challenges. Like, you know, it's like when Teofimo clipped Lomachenko. Motherfuckers were honest. They were like, Teofimo deserves some rest. I don't want him fighting any dangerous fights. Fuck Devin Haney. He should fight Kambosos. And surprise, Kambosos whooped his ass. That's what happens when you duck, bitch. So, you know, that's all I can do is pray at this point. But these are fights that already could have been made. So I don't have a lot of faith that they're going to be made now. I don't have a lot of faith in Ryan versus Tang. I don't have a lot of faith in Haney versus Tang, and I don't have a lot of faith in Shakur versus Tang. These are all fights that could have fucking happened already, and they fucking haven't for a reason. I mean, shit. Ryan didn't even want to fight Devin Haney. He literally dropped the interim title because he had to fight Devin, and he sat on the zone and did fucking nothing. He fought fucking goddamn Togo sandwiches and Fortuna. Like Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, speaking of people that are from California, like, are most people like Ryan Garcia just pussies in general that just talk a lot of shit until they, get clapped for it?
Ryan Garcia is not representative of all Californians. Ryan Garcia is from like Victorville or some shit, and Victorville is like a shitty little town that's south of LA. California is becoming very metropolitan because a lot of people that didn't live there before are now moving there. But there are some people from California that are pussy that talk a good game but don't do anything. But that's not a representation of all Californians. But no, I wouldn't call him a representative sample, but he's not showing he's not a good representative, because fucking Andy Ruiz is from California and he whooped AJ's ass. I mean, fucking Oscar De La Hoya is from East LA and he fought everybody. So, some Californians putting in work. Devin Haney's from California, he's from Oakland. So, and he not pussy. Shit. So no, I don't think I don't think that's the representative sample of Californians. Ryan Garcia is a bitch because he was raised to be one. That's on his own. Some people some people out here not pussy. Some people actually want to fight. God damn it. So yeah, no, I don't think that's fair at all.
Yeah, like, I don't hate on Californians. Like, I mean, I only hate on the pussies, that are from there. But
no, yeah, some Californians are annoying. Like even as a Californian myself, like the reputation that we've gotten across the country is because of really vocal subset of people talk all this, talk a bunch of bullshit. But yeah, like some of them can be annoying.
Alpha beta male.
Yeah, it's just like it's kind of like that. Well, everything should just be okay type shit. Like there's no shame. Like we shouldn't have shame. Like no shame. Like little shit like that. Yeah, I understand why California gets a bad rap because we definitely should have shame. Some shit needs to be fucking shamed because some of it's just bad. But no, Ryan Garcia is not a representative sample of California. There are some tough ass Californians that I know in boxing and in life in general. So yeah, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ryan is not a representative sample. Shit, like even fucking like Jojo Diaz from like La Puente or some shit. He from Cali. That's what I mean. A lot of these like Mexican fighters, they be from California. Like these are dudes that were never born in Mexico. They be from California, so people. So yeah, So people like what you just did. People be saying, "Oh, California pussy. They don't got no fighters." I'm like, bro, half these people waving around the Mexican flag were never born in Mexico. They're fucking from California.
Yeah,
Niggas they're from LA. Like Andy Ruiz Jr. is from fucking I forgot what city he's from. I think he's from like Fontana or some shit, but he's from that fucking LA. Oscar De La Hoya is from East LA. Fucking Jojo Diaz is from La Puente. Yeah, like what's the name? Santayana from San Diego. So all these dudes.
Yeah, Santayana, yeah.
Yeah, all these dudes be from California. So California got a bunch of hitters that don't claim California. They all claim Mexico, which is cool, but it's not real. It's false. It's just for ratings. It's just so you can have that international flavor. Yeah, it's just so they can have that international flavor and have the support from the United States and Mexico. But a lot of these dudes are born in California. So yeah, California got some tough ass fighters.
Yeah. Tyrone, I was gonna ask you, like, did you see the Regis Prograis as a Peta fight? Like, what were your thoughts on it?
Yeah, it kind of went how I expected. I mean, too many people don't watch Cepeda, so they just went off the Baranchik fight. But he fights in ones and twos, and he's an out and out guy. He will mix it up with you on the inside, but I felt that he was going to be outgunned. He did make it like I thought he would in his style, but he just eventually caught up to him. I mean, Prograis looked good. I mean, he looked okay. Like nothing nothing out of the ordinary for him. And people are raving about it. It's
Oh, yeah. Like I was gonna ask, like, as far as who Progress should fight next, who do you think he should fight?
he's in an interesting situation because he was Bellum. What was it? Ringstar before the issue paper, so they're kind of they can go wherever they want. I don't know how many fights Jose Ramirez has on his Top Rank deal. Uh, that's the most sensible, but we'll see.
Do you think he should move up and weight and fight Errol Spence?
No, probably just stay at 140 like
Oh man, I'd be such a horrible matchmaker. Be like, hey Regis, go up to 147 and fight EJ. Don't worry, you'll get like a $10 million like a bonus.
Yeah, it's all about maneuvering people. I mean, I know people don't like to hear it, but I think the teams just have to be honest. Say we're maneuvering. And that's what it is. Because listen, you don't want careers where you end up with nothing. Those same fans who are saying you ducking and then push for you to fight somebody you do, they give you props, you lose. They aren't there for you again.
Yeah.
A lot of these guys work jobs, man. Fucking 12-hour shifts at the plant. What did Jermaine Franklin was doing before this? He was at a plant. And nobody cares about that.
Yeah, speaking of Jermaine Franklin, I got nothing against him, but this is going to be like a little bit of like a public criticism to Jermaine Franklin, but shout out to Stephen Big Shot Shaw, but he was like basically exposing Jermaine Franklin.
Yeah, I watched that interview. I watched that interview back the other day when you're
actually. Yeah. Like I think Stephen Shaw, he was on like my channel. And
yeah, he was. Yeah, I remember that. I watched that.
Yeah, he literally told me that Jermaine Franklin basically ducked him, but in a sense, it was something about. He came up to the airport. They went to the airport up in Newark or whatever, and got the call on the way there. Like while he was there, that they're pulling out of the fight. Something about COVID or not COVID or something. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, he made up a bullshit excuse.
Shaw would have been too much fun. Shaw's probably our most talented heavyweight right now, honestly.
Yeah, they gotta run that back, man. They gotta fight each other.
I believe that Shaw will be too much for Jermaine Franklin, but I'm not gonna.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna throw him completely under the bus because while we were on, I actually watched the Dillian White Franklin fight. I know Dillian White is who he is, but Dillian White has been in with some comp, and Franklin did actually pretty well. I scored the fight probably a draw, to be quite honest. And I understand if you're getting a draw with Dillian White, that says a lot about you. But over there in over there in enemy territory, I thought he acquitted himself pretty well. And I thought he looked good. He looked fast. I do think Stephen Shaw is the more talented boxer and will beat him. But I'm not gonna sell him short and say he's just like trash.
No. I mean, for somebody like I was saying, coming off 12-hour shifts and not really training like that, and they just crammed everything into 6-7 weeks, I think he did okay, especially with the step up. And again, you could just see the size difference, dude, in there. I mean, Dillian was punching down most of the time. And Franklin, there's really not too much more you can do with a guy that much bigger. I mean, you could see it. And he doesn't have the power. Not having power hurts. So, a whole host of things.
Yeah, Jermaine, he looked like a very undersized fighter.
Mary, they look way small. I don't even think he's 6 feet.
Yeah, he looks very, very, cruiserweight like.
Yeah. And that's the problem again. a lot of these guys who would be cruiserweights move to heavyweight because of the money. There's no money at cruiserweight or bridgerweight.
Yeah, the cruiserweight division needs to be taken out.
There's just no money.
Cruiserweight. Yeah, I like cruiserweight. Like cruiserweight, all the dudes there because they're cutting down so much, they look like how heavyweights used to look, like classic.
Like, yeah, they do.
Yeah.
That's honestly why I like Stephen Shaw so much, because he looks like a regular laboring dude, and I want to see how he does it heavyweight.
Classical heavyweight.
Yeah, it's like now it's all just a game of height. It's all just everyone's like 6'8", 6'9". It's annoying. Like I want to see like regular dudes mix it up.
Yeah, I mean it's a talent thing as well. Like I try to explain this to some of my friends overseas. They can't get it through their heads. They're like, oh, but America's such a big country and we're like this little country. No, it's about 60 million. We're about 400 million. But the big problem is, why would any of our big for nothing guys box when they can get a contract, the NFL or the NBA? I mean, that's just the bottom line. Or baseball.
Golf too.
Or golf. I mean, how many of our friends who went to high school really boxed like that? Honestly. Other than us or maybe one person we may know. Nobody.
Yeah, boxing is like one of the least practiced sports in America next to soccer.
Yeah, we don't have the talent pool, and nobody talks about that, which is kind of irritates me because like some of these people jump on, oh yeah, we have all the belts, but we're better than you guys. I'm like, dude, look at the talent pool. I mean, we really don't have anybody. If we had a real system pushing, it'd be different. It might be back to the days of old, but it's not like that. It's not. But they don't get it, and I've screamed this at people, and they just can't fathom it. I don't know what's hard to understand. That's not available. A lot of these towns don't even have boxing gyms.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
Yeah, but America is still number one in having the most champions, but
yeah, the lower weight, the heavyweight. I mean, we're really, really, really struggling. Like,
yeah. Like it's just getting more roster
as far as what we can
classes.
Do. As far as what we can do, we're competitive for what we have, but that's because the era is bad. I mean, I can name it. I mean, Brazil was a backup quarterback for the Jets or whatever. He did a practice squad, and he was.
Oh yeah. Dominic Brazil could have made it to the NFL. Yeah.
I think he was on a practice squad. Gerald Washington was on a Seahawks practice squad.
Yeah, he was.
Gerald Washington actually got some playing time, didn't he? Like for real.
Yeah.
I know, and Vermaine Stavern's not from here, but the only reason he's in boxing is because he did his ACL. He was linebacker at fucking MSU at Michigan State.
Yeah. He was about to take over too. I was like, he was good at football. Good. Brandon Glanton, he even said that.
Brandon Glanton used to run around weighing 280 fucking pounds, cut down to cruiserweight. Crazy.
Wow.
Dude, Brandon Glanton could have dominated football, man. Like, he's so good.
And it's crazy. While he was in college, he got a bachelor's and a master's.
I mean,
Glanton, he's smart as hell. I like him.
It's like, people don't understand that in other areas, like, you don't have that boxing push. Like, some people, we don't have to name those fighters, but they know boxing since age 1, and they're that bad. They've either got to cheat or fucking they lose or whatever else. It's just been boxing their whole lives, and they couldn't do anything with it. But other guys literally had to pick it up for something else and actually did something. It's interesting.
Yeah. I mean, and also probably a lot of it over time has probably come due to the American diet. Just the standard.
The diet.
Just the standard degradation of the American diet and the agricultural systems that are have led us to struggle. Yeah, definitely in the heavyweight divisions. I mean, shorter fighters, lighter fighters, they seem to be just fine as far as American talent. But yeah, the heavyweight division, because a lot of the weight isn't quality. You know, and, having particularly tall fighters, there are just less dangerous things you can do professionally. Like you can, if you're tall, you can swim, you can play basketball, volleyball. There are other things you can do to earn a living.
Make more money.
Yeah, and make more money than boxing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that makes a lot of sense. I mean, it is kind of whack all the way around, especially because now, like like we were discussing, it's a game of height, and just very few people on the planet are that tall. And if you are, why box? Why not even try like G League NBA? You know?
Yeah. So then try to get like a two-way contract, or maybe you can be like a John Collins or something, and you get like a 4 year, 60 million or 80 million deal, and do nothing, sit on the bench, and chill out.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I mean, hopefully, and people are talking about Jared Anderson, and I'm just like, okay, Jared Anderson is cool, and allegedly he got over on Tyson Fury in sparring. But
Thank you.
yeah, it was like, what have we seen? What have we seen really? What have we actually seen?
Nothing. He's just another top-ranked dork, just fucking piped up to go ahead and put everyone around him down, even though he has all the backing in the world. And watch it, he'll come unstuck. He's not gonna do well. He's not gonna do well long term either. He's gonna get undone. Watch him get put away by somebody somehow, and then they have to rebuild from the pieces. I mean, he's another guy who runs his fucking mouth. I don't understand it. He acts as if he's in God's division. It's just all hitters, and Jesus on one side, different angels that they've all got to fight. No, this heavyweight division in 2023. I mean, look around. I mean, not very impressive.
The heavyweight division is just like a boring, like, Eurobum division. Like, that's what I call it.
Yeah,
Just a bunch of fatties.
yeah, and it's like they come in. Oh, I'm going to do this and this. You look at them. I've been in camp for 16 weeks, and then you look at their progress photos. And you're like, oh, I look better than that guy. And then the first thing they say, oh, well, it's not a bodybuilding contest. And right after they lose, well, he should have been more conditioned. He didn't have muscle. What? But you just said it wasn't a bodybuilding contest.
Yeah.
But hopefully we'll get some more diverse talent. And I mean, the cool thing is, I know we can't claim them because they're not American, but we're getting a little, like, the Cuban stables heating up a little bit. Like Linear Piro looks good,
and his brother came here as well. His brother.
Wait, Linear Piro has a brother?
Yeah, Danny Arrow or something. He's heavyweight as well, and he's pretty substantial.
Yeah, Danny R.
They might have a fucking Klitschko level reign if they keep their shit tight.
I hope so.
Yeah, because those two look sharp. Those two look very sharp. They look very good. I definitely think that I definitely think that Lanier will probably get over on somebody like Frank Sanchez. Like Cuban versus Cuban, they'll probably beat Frank Sanchez's ass.
Danny Arpero, he's 23 years old.
Oh,
yeah. Yep.
Yeah, he's mad young, man. Yeah, he's definitely gonna take over the heavyweight division. Yeah.
I mean, I hope it's always weird because, like, the public never, I mean, it's not that they don't force it, but having two blood brothers fight each other in boxing, I don't even know if that's ever happened for real. So it's just gonna be weird. Like, if they're both at the top and they have championships, they're just gonna, like, just the fight that never gets made.
Yeah, brothers have fought each other in the past.
Really?
I think it happened between two, like, Japanese brothers. I remember that.
Oh well.
Yeah, like,
They don't have a choice.
I don't have a choice.
They make such little money. They make such little money over there. Fucking
Bills have to be paid. They probably built it up too. Sibling rivalry.
They probably weren't even really blood brothers. They just looked so similar. People said, "Fuck it, make the last names the same to sell the fight."
Yeah, I just want to see let the Charlo brothers just like fight it out. Like, that'd be
What's
so
another
funny.
thing, dude? I've always been on this wave with this, man. Like, I definitely have a bias against Jamel Charlo because he just runs his fucking mouth all day. But I will say this: everybody puts Jamel Charlo pound for pound, right? He'll beat all these guys. Will he beat his brother? No. If Jamal came back down to 154, could he beat Jamal Charlo? No. Bigger, stronger.
Yeah, and that's very important because I can tell that this person actually watches boxing because people don't understand. Jamal left 154 so Jamel could have something to eat. Jamal would have killed everybody down there.
Thank you.
Do you think that do
You
you
would have
think,
ran through everybody.
dude, it like that division would be dead. Most of those people would be retired. Like, do you think Jamal Charlo would have needed to fight Tony Harrison twice? No, he would have knocked him the fuck out.
In 4 rounds.
Yeah, like Jamal. People think that Jamal is a joke because all of the belts are misaligned at 160. But Jamal left that division specifically so Mel could have something to fucking do. Because Jamal would have got all the fights and he would have destroyed everyone while Jamel had no fucking career.
There you go.
Yep.
Yeah. So it was like basically one of the brothers would have had to leave because they don't want to fight each other. And I'm gonna tell you, if they fight each other, despite everything that Jamel has accomplished, I love Jamel. He's a fantastic fighter, but Jamal would beat the shit out of Jamel.
That's what Tony Harrison was like. He's just
Jamal
a
will beat
little
up
bro.
on his little brother.
He said Tony Harrison said that it was a press conference. It was like you've been little bro your whole life. That's why you have that chip on your shoulder. Jamal must have been beating you up since yay high.
It's true. Like, and you can tell when they fight. Because the thing is, people like I understand that Jamel's the man and all the belts are on one side of the street when it comes to PBC. But generally speaking, people still have no issue fighting Jamel. They still want to fight Jamel. Like, oh, I can try him. Jamal can't get nobody. Triple G don't want none. Canelo don't want none. Jacobs don't want none. Fucking like Munguia don't want none. People talk all this bullshit about Jamal Charlo. They still do not want to fight him.
Yeah, they still don't want to send over that paperwork.
There's a reason why people still, even after his back injury, his legal issues, his wife beating him and shit, they still are not calling his name like that. And this is because they know boxing. The professionals know boxing. They know who to play with. And personally, I don't agree with all the disrespect that Jamel gets because he'll beat the shit. Like, Tim Dewey's going to beat up. He'll beat up Fundora. Like, so I don't know why people are disrespecting him. But people know Charlo's not a game. They know that if you fuck with him, he throws a lot of punches. He's very strong. He's durable. And you will more than likely lose.
Bro, I won't be surprised if Jamal Charlo fights Carlos Adames and he just runs right through him.
Because
Yeah, that was another interesting fight because, like, I was watching his last fight with Montiel, dude. I watched the Derevyanchenko fight. I give Derevyanchenko fight. I don't blame because Derevyanchenko give anybody a run. And that's just what the deal is. But the Montiel fight before he got that knockout, dude. Did he look sweaty to you guys? Like really, like shaky, almost unsteady on his legs.
Yeah.
For some reason, I thought it was really weird. Like he was like. I was interested to see what would have happened had that fight gone longer, like deep, because he was really. Dude, it was very similar to some of these other fights. Dude, when a guy gets in there, dude, and they're really shaky, and he was really on the back foot, like really heavy, like he didn't really seem steady on his leg, and sweaty. He was sweating like fuck, and it was only like 2 rounds in, like, and then he got the big punch. But yeah, I don't think Adames beats Charlo either. I mean. But 160 is kind of we're dead right now because we don't really know what's going on. I mean, Triple G said he wants to do a world tour and fight Zarafa and guys like that. Laura's there, but
Get the hell out of here.
yeah, I saw a picture of Laura, his last weigh-in, with a picture of him versus Canelo at the Canelo weigh-in, right? And he looked like. He looked like some washed-up marathon runner recently. He looked like a hybrid human when he weighed in versus Canelo, dude. Age.
Yeah, Larry, he needs to hang it up. I like Larry a lot, but
I
he
don't
don't
know.
need to get beat up no more.
Especially when he doesn't have his legs like that. He's heard fighting in front of his feet. He's gonna get hurt if he gets in there with somebody who's real. But who else at 160 really is 160? It just went dead overnight, honestly, over like the past 5 years. Kobe died.
Well, that's because everyone there was only thirsty for a Canelo paycheck, and as soon as Canelo leaves, nobody wants to fight each other. The only people that want to fight each other are dudes like Deverenchenko. He's like the Sean Porter of that division. He got all that money, got all those fights because nobody else was fighting. People wanted to save themselves for Canelo, and once he left, they're like, "Well, back to bullshit again." So yeah, Munguia doesn't want any title shots.
No, he's not.
Yeah, Adames and Charlo can be made. Charlo just got to regulate his own situation. Like he has to heal his back or whatever. He has to deal with his fucking abusive partner. And
I saw a mugshot, dude. I was laughing. He put her in the county.
yeah, no, the charges against him were dropped due to lack of evidence. It's just again one of his cousins trying to get him in trouble and like I don't know, extort him or whatever. But they accused him of beating up one of his family members, and that didn't happen, so the charges were dropped. But it's like apparently your family's trying to sabotage you, and you got to get the fuck away from them. You got to kick them all out of the Texas mansion or whatever, and focus and fight like your legacy depends on it, because it does.
Kick him out of the Texas mansion.
Yeah, like, they got those big ass fucking mansions in Texas. They be shooting Instagram movies and shit.
I was looking at apartments over there. These are farms. Looking this, dude. I pay $2,051 for my apartment a month. Yeah, I might put the exact dollar amount. Over there, you've got one bed, one bath. A little bit bigger than this. This is one bed, one bath. For $900 a month.
Damn, you must be in
I was like, why is Houston dirt cheap?
Yeah, Texas is like mad dirt cheap.
Yeah, some places are getting worse because other people, like California, the people from
Oh
Colorado.
yeah, due to hyperinflation. Yeah.
But yeah, no, yeah, he needs to. He got to fix that shit. He got to fix that shit. He got to come back. He got to make Adames, because people are talking that bullshit, and Adames is saying he's champion. So now you got to shut his dumb ass up. Then you got to try to get Triple G. If Triple G wants to smoke, go get it, beat his ass, and then come with the division.
Those guys will never fight. I don't think.
Yeah, Triple G not gonna fight him. You should still try. If Triple G falls through, you get Munguia, you get Lara, and then honestly, then or in like Janabek, try to fight his lame ass. And then if you can get those fights, make them. And if absolutely nobody wants anything, then just move up. Move up and
after that Janabek fight, the Janadit, I call them the Janadit supporters. They got very quiet. They got very quiet. Same thing with Zach Parker. He's a decent guy, but I mean, there are a couple of like racists on YouTube who just have made a video in a week since that. But like their last video was like the week before. I've been waiting for them to drop something because they've been pushing the guy heavy, and now he basically quit. So it's I don't know, man. Andre, Charlo, they have some.
Well, Andrade is his own worst enemy. Andrade is turning down fights, so we can't do anything about that. Charlo, at the very least, is not turning down fights.
Yeah, it's they're running out of time though. The both of them, I think.
Andrade, he's not mad quiet.
Andrade is even older. What's he, 34 now? 35 or something?
Yeah, 34, about to be 35.
I'm sorry to segue, but even now, I'm on Twitter right now, and people are just defending Tank. Why? He has done nothing worth defending. Like, it pisses me the fuck off. People are literally saying, I asked the question I asked on here. As opposed to fucking fighting Ryan Garcia and making Ryan Garcia the priority, how about he just put Ryan Garcia on fucking hold, clear Hector, and then fight Haney or Shakur? Motherfuckers are saying, well, to be honest, why don't Haney and them send Tank a contract? And then because, they talk about they got the money and I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you people? Why? What? Like, I don't get it. Maybe it's a situation like Terrence Crawford where people are dumb, So to dumb people, they only trust other dumb people. So Terrence Crawford looks like a genius to them. Maybe it's because like street niggas that have no father, maybe they look at Tank as like someone they can relate to. You know, like oh Tank's a fucking a dummy with no dad. Maybe you know I sympathize with him. Is that what it is? Because fuck. I don't understand. People are soaking fucking wet trying to defend him. Like, why doesn't Haney? Haney's the one. I'm like, bro, Haney has no fight date. Tank is already scheduled for fucking January. So who is really talking shit? But it's whatever, man. I don't you can't talk to these fucking people. Like, Shakur is talking about fucking Zepeda. Someone's asking me, oh, why doesn't Haney just fucking skip Lomachenko and go for Shakur? I'm like, Shakur sending contracts to Zepeda, a nigga who's not even on Top Rank. So what the fuck we supposed to do with that?
Yeah, speaking of Crawford, did you hear? Did you guys see that PBC podcast? I think it came out the other day, right?
I don't listen to what the fuck Crawford got to say. He's a fucking idiot. I don't give a fuck. He can talk on the podcast. He can talk on who. I don't care what he has to say. All he's gonna do is repeat the same stupid shit and expect it to stick. Like I mean, if he says something new, great. But I don't think he said anything different.
Yeah, because I believe it was. I think it was like somewhere it said saying that like. I don't know who the hell said it, but somebody said Crawford is great, you know, at what he does, and he could beat, or he could potentially beat Errol Spence. And I think I heard some, you know, word of mouth rumors saying that, you know, there's a potential offer being sent to him in the future for Jermell Charlo and Danny Garcia after.
That's cool. Oh wait, you talking about Terrence fighting them?
Yeah.
Oh,
like
okay.
Crawford versus Jermell Charlo, and then Danny Garcia.
Yeah, fuck no. That's clout. That's clout. I thought you meant Garcia and Charlo. No, that's clout. Terrence Crawford, bro. And I even commented on Twitter. I'm like, Jermell, do not try to negotiate with this moron. I said, please don't, because he's going to do the same thing. He's going to be out here. He's going to be dick riding. He's going to be talking all this good shit. And then at the end of the day, when it's time to negotiate and actually sign some fucking paperwork, he's going to announce he's fighting Ted Cheeseman on fucking ABC News Network, and then he's not going to fight you. He's going to duck like a bitch. He's going to get paid a bunch of money for fighting marginal ass, garbage ass opposition as fucking usual, and then you're never going to get that fight either. You will have wasted your time. You will have fucked up your schedule and PBC's schedule, and you have collectively wasted a lot of money and energy accomplishing nothing. Nobody with a fucking half a brain should sit down and talk to that ignorant ass nigga ever again about some goddamn money.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Yeah.
You sit us down with lawyers. You have us meeting, wasting our time, trying to make your dumb ass happy. And this whole motherfucking time, you talking all this shit. You're negotiating another deal, and then at the end of the day, you sign that and fuck off our entire winter schedule. Man, that kind of shit can't be fucking forgiven, dog. Like, nah, bro. Like, nah, bro. Like, just get your bitch ass out of here and don't ever come talk to me again. That's crazy as fuck. That's like entertaining. That's like entertaining the bitch that has like stood you up and didn't even apologize. No reschedule. No, I'm sorry. Just yeah, I'm not coming. Goodbye. And then you like, why even waste my time? Like I got to the restaurant. You didn't even come. You didn't apologize. Like no. Fuck. Go.
Yeah. Yeah, like I just want to see Crawford retire, man. He's just a pussy. But I'm really hoping, like, honestly, like, I don't know, man. Like, you know, I just want to see Crawford lose so bad because, like, imagine if David Avenizia knocks him smooth out and, like, him and Spence fight each other and Spence beats him and then he vacates and moves up, then Crawford's career is basically over at that point. So
I don't think it's gonna happen. I don't think it's gonna happen. If it did, that'd be some poetic justice. But no, like, but you're right. I do want him to retire. He is worthless. His only value comes from this one fight. And now that I know that we're not getting it, yeah, I want him to get the fuck out of here. Just like I want a bunch of fighters to get the fuck out of here. Like I actually made a list. I actually made a list of fighters I want to get the fuck out of boxing. Let me go through it real quick.
Yeah.
The following fighters, the following fighters all fucking retire. Tyson Fury, Canelo Alvarez, Terrence Crawford, Jaime Munguia, Ryan Garcia, Conor Benn, Josh Taylor, Triple G, Daniel Jacobs, Gabe Rosado. All you bitches can retire. Don't like you, like cool, but I'm tired of hearing about y'all. All these names I'm tired of hearing about. I am tired. Tired. Y'all, you know, like Gabe Rosado, okay, he fights everybody, he puts in work, but I'm tired of people saying he's a good opponent because he fucking loses all the time. I'm tired. I don't like that. Stop trying to say that he's some kind of quality, solid opponent. He's famous for losing. He has double-digit losses. You know, Danny Jacobs got 30 knockouts, and I watched him carry Ryder for a DAZN bag. Son of a bitch. He's like don't get me wrong. I think Danny Jacobs was robbed against Ryder, but he fucking carried him. He could have knocked Ryder out and carried him. So you know, and the rest of these dudes, yeah, I don't care. Like Tyson Fury, fucking steroid cheating ass, fuck out of here. Canelo, you're not about to fight Ryder. Like these are just dudes that are not trying to give me what I want. So I don't care. Get out.
Yeah, I was just about to say, didn't you like made like a funny tweet about John Ryder and Demetrius Andrade and like, you know, how the double standard was with like Zach Parker fighting Ryder versus Parker fighting Andrade?
Yeah, it was stupid as fuck. Like when Andrade was scheduled to fight Zach Parker, people threw Andrade under the bus. Oh, another Euro bum. Andrade's trash. Look at his competition. Blah 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 blah. Keep in mind, Ryder didn't even beat the shit out of this dude. This bitch quit because his fucking hand hurt in the 4th round. He fucking quit. Ryder wasn't in there putting in work. This nigga quit. But people are saying, "Oh look, Ryder knocked out a fucking undefeated killer." I'm like, "Oh, you bitches, you bitches." Wow. Now the fucking mighty Zach Parker is the ultimate badass. Like, bro, I don't mind people talking shit, but keep it consistent. Okay? The narrative, you can't keep flip flopping. That shit is so fucking aggravating.
Yeah. Yeah, man, that's just funny because, you know, now that I think about it, it's just these races as boxing casuals just have no soul whatsoever. Like they're just so mentally retarded. They just cling on to anything that sticks, and you know they just act like they know boxing until you actually educate them, and then they get all pissed off. Like I don't know, like retarded bitches, man. It's just sad, but yeah, like honestly, like it's just pathetic, man. Like I want to see a lot of consolidation and talent. You know, all these hyped up fighters are just pissing me off. Like, I was even happy that fucking Jamie Mitchell lost. You know, that female fighter that I talk shit about. But I mean, like when she lost, it's like nobody really cares that anybody really knew anything like about her, that she lost, you know, in her next title defense. But like basically, case in point is just like I just want to see all these, you know, all these like up and coming fighters that should just take over, because it's like it shouldn't just be like this never ending cycle of just hype job after hype job, just getting free wins and just, you know, making people waste money to go see them. You know.
You know, it's just annoying, dude. Like, some of the fans that they keep crying about how they really want the best fights, but then they make it. Not only do they make excuses for why they don't happen, but they make excuses for why they shouldn't happen. And that's the dumbest thing, because people don't understand, with the age of the internet, the fighters see what you dummies post. They see what you idiots post. And if you morons are okay with certain fighters not fighting people, the fighters are going to go, okay, well, shit, they're cool with me not fighting them. And then they start to repeat exactly what you say. Like for years, Canelo never said any of the bullshit that his fans said for him. Like he never said anyone was a bad fighter. He never talked about resume. He never talked about any of that shit. But his fans kept saying it. They kept saying it. They kept saying it. Now what is he talking about? Oh, who has he fought? Oh, he is a terrible fighter. Now he's repeating what the fuck those dummies said. So it's just like you gotta choose. Do you want good fights, or do you want to just see your favorites just destroy it? Because if you do, that's great. But stop fucking up and like just muddying the waters with horse shit and giving people excuses to be cowards. If Terrence Crawford's fans, his like 2 fucking fans, actually demanded that he fight Errol Spence, he would have actually probably might have done it. He might have done it. Maybe he might have done it. But all his fans, they were fucking excited when he wasn't fighting Errol Spence. They were like, "Oh, thank God, he getting the bag. Oh, baby, getting the bag." Like again, you're acting like you're getting some of the money. Like there's a difference between being a fan and sucking dick. Like these dudes just be out here on their fucking knees, just oh man, I'm so happy Terrence Crawford getting paycheck. Get your money, baby. Don't settle for less. Like chicken Georgetown and motherfuckers. It made me so fucking upset. Just the lack of fucking testosterone is so aggravating. Oh yeah, he getting the bag. That's why Bud getting the bag. He's like a bitch.
Yeah, like I saw that stupid ass tweet that fucking Crawford's sister said saying, "Oh, don't worry, like, yeah, everyone's Avanesian, but then after that, it's gonna be like the big fight that everybody want to see." And I'm like, are you that stupid to like, believe what your own brother is gonna say? It's just like, I think honestly, my sister has way more balls to fight anybody versus him.
Right. Yeah.
It's so pathetic, man.
Yeah, it's so annoying, and it's worse because, and the worst thing is that we're not even talking to a particularly educated fan base. These are motherfuckers that work at Walmart that will be trying to have an opinion on multi-million-dollar deals. Why isn't this person doing this? It's like, shut the fuck up. You haven't even negotiated your way out of a parking ticket. The fuck do you know about anything? These are niggas that don't even show up to child support court trying to talk about contracts. Like, dude, shut up. Like these are motherfuckers that the closest they've ever been to the entertainment industry is maybe being outside the club when somebody that was on fucking one of Tyler Perry's bullshit shows on BET was leaving. Talking about some just send the contract. Like, shut the fuck up, bro. I don't know a goddamn thing about some fucking contract. People make me so fucking mad. Like, I swear, like, it's all and that's why the people that defend Tank and the people that defend Bud are they always sound so stupid. They always sound so stupid and they talk in fucking circles because it's always some stupid ass ain't never had shit ass nigga defending bitch shit because it's how they act. like again, this guy going back and forth talking about why can't Haney send him to contract? Why can't the motherfucker has a fight date? The motherfucker has a date.
Devin Haney's a B-side.
Well, no, they've been saying that for years, but now that Tank is apparently away from Mayweather, now Haney is the A side. It's like, just say you niggas don't want him to fight him. Just say you don't want to see Tank lose, because they switch up all the time. That's what I'm saying, bro. You got grown ass men going back and forth like some bit like. It's so fucking frustrating. They change the narrative every fucking week. One moment, Tank is the major money man. He answers to nobody. The next week, oh, they should be sending him paperwork so he can sign to fight them. The fuck? Like, ugh. Literally,
yeah.
You can't reason with them. It's just, it's like they have a fucking crush. I like who I like, and I'm not gonna change. I like who I like, and I'm not gonna change. Like, okay, you can like the motherfucker, but be honest. Be honest. Shit. They act like they're fucking these dudes. Like I just want to ask sometimes, like, are you and him fucking? Like, are you all in a relationship? The fuck do you care? Why does it matter who he fights? Like every time, it's just dick riding. Every time I ask a question, about why this dude isn't doing something, motherfuckers get on my ass. They're like, oh wow, how come this? How come that? Just, fucking,
Dick
what a,
Ray fighter.
yeah, just asking what aboutisms and shit. I'm like, how come this person has no responsibility? You like, cause you can't tell me a nigga is a boss, like a badass boss, but then oh he can't make any moves. All the moves have to be made for him. You know what I'm saying? Like man, I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know why they're
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, yeah, I was gonna say for like a final topic, of people like looking into some of the fights on the Juan Estrada versus Chocolatito, like undercard or
um. Oh yeah,
yeah,
definitely.
like I think Pro Bucks they also have like fight card on Friday.
Right, and
Yeah,
there's also,
Friday down here in
Texas
Plain City.
Fury's doing Chisora 3 this weekend, right?
I don't think I could hear you. I think
Just
your mic is chopping.
Fury is doing Chisora 3 this weekend, right?
Yeah. That bullshit card. I'm not watching that cheating, piece of crap. Yeah, Fury versus Chisora, bullshit. But yeah, Juan Estrada and Chocolatito Saturday, and then we have Pro Box on Friday. That's Brandon Glanton versus David Light, right?
Oh, I'm
And
glad.
then who else?
I'm glad Glanton's being active, even though he's fighting some bums. But he deserves this after he whooped the Poach's bitch ass. But I got the Chocolatito schedule right here. Julio Cesar Martinez is fighting. That's a good fight. Pacheco's being active. That's cool. Mark Castro is fighting. Oh my god, his fights are fucking hilarious.
Oh yeah. Mark Castro.
Yeah,
Who's he fighting?
you never know how he's gonna look.
Mark Castro, man. I hope he
The
gets stopped.
126, the 126 guy who just fought Mary, right? Or you're talking about somebody else?
Castro, he fights at lightweight.
Oh no, not Carlos Castro. This is Mark Castro.
Marquez. Oh,
Yeah. Carlos Castro, he's at 26. But yeah, he's going up against Michael Lopez. Some Mexican-looking dude. Yeah, they call him the Coyote. Yeah, he's 14-3, and he has I think he has like 9 knockouts. I think. But yeah, he's a pretty sturdy test. Actually, he's a 16-3. Yeah, he's only been stopped once, but he got 8 KOs. Yeah, but I'm not like a fan of this fight. This is just like another filler fight. But yeah, Austin Williams, he's on the card. He's going up against a pretty somewhat sturdy opponent. I don't think it's really going to be a good fight. I think he's just going to wash right through him. His opponent's been
That's
at about the
That's because they want to make him versus Felix Cash, which is an excellent fight, by the way.
Really? You think so?
I used to like Cash. But
Yeah, I think
his
I
last
think Felix Cass
was
is
not a red
not
flag.
that good.
I like
I think
Felix Cash.
Austin's gonna
I like the way he fights. I like. And I like guys who have come up with the high guard, dude, and press the issue or will be tactical. That's why I like Semionis a lot. But yeah, Cash was caught by somebody who could not punch. He went down like twice. Dude, it was pretty bad. I don't know what happened. It was a long let off. I don't know. If that fight hadn't happened, I would definitely had him a big favorite over Austin Williams. But now I don't know.
I mean, but we also got to take into account how Austin Williams was his last fight. He switched trainers from Cunningham, which I don't know why. Cunningham had him super sharp. In his last fight, he came in looking slow, sluggish, hardly jabbing. It was very weird. It was uncharacteristic.
Yeah, they're both not having their best showings last fight, but we'll see. I mean, that's a good fight. Whoever wins this moves on. Maybe they can get Jan Dick. I don't know if they're going that route, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
hopefully those happen. But Janabek, like I never understood where Janabek got his hype from.
yeah, I always thought Andre would have beat him if they had fought anyway. But
Yeah, me too. Andrew is a straight idiot for not taking that fight and for not fighting Zach Barker. Like, what
it's, I don't know, man. It's slim pickings at these weights right now. Particular, I don't know. It's a mess. It's a mess.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not looking forward for, Chocolatito versus Juan Estrada, but I think Chocolatito is gonna whip him.
yeah, Tucker Peters should probably win this one. And they'll probably try to knock him out. 'Cause,
Yeah, man, I hope so.
all their fights have been close, but bunch. I mean, honestly, that's not true. The second fight, I thought Estrada won. I won't lie. But yeah, the first fight, the first fight, it's just with sperm weight boxing. Just because
Firm weight.
these dudes are built the exact same, so they throw a lot of punches. Nobody gets knocked out. It's kind of difficult, but I like it. It's cool. I mean, I'm gonna watch it, but
Yeah. I am looking forward for Teofimo versus Sandor Martin. That's gonna be a good ass fight.
yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I got Teofimo's bitch ass by late time.
Yeah, look, I got Sandor, probably stopping Teo. If he's
Really? Sandor Martin stopping Teofimo? Wow.
I mean, Teofimo hasn't shown his power at 140, so if he's able to absorb it and load up on a good shot, I think Teo.
Teo just knocked out a dude.
Yeah, but he knocked out Pedro Campo. Like, he ain't that good.
I mean, that's fine, but you can't say he didn't show his power and he got a knockout. He knocked that dude out. Like, if he had gone the distance, I completely understand. But he knocked that dude out.
Yeah. But Sandor is able to, like, throw good shots, to, gain the respect out of his power. He's not like the biggest power puncher, but he definitely got some good thud, in his shots. But yeah, I wanna probably put my hopes on Sandor. He might come in there and just probably, take a dive. especially against Teofimo. Teofimo will probably hit him with like a good little body shot, and then he's like, "Oh nah, man, like I quit." Be like, "Really? You go from beating Mikey Garcia to like losing to Teofimo Lopez."
It's cool. Like, I'd be happy if Sandor wins because I don't like Teofimo Lopez at all. So I'll root for Sandor, but I don't think he's got enough to do it. I just don't think he has enough. I definitely don't think he has enough pop in his punches, and I think that Teofimo boxes just decent enough to be able to put hands on him.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, he's not.
But yeah, I hope Sandor wins.
Yeah, because I don't like Teo, but I'll give him somewhat credit for like him utilizing some boxing knowledge. But I think like the minute Teofimo gets exposed by somebody that's not afraid to go toe to toe with him, I think Teo's gonna get brutally just knocked out bad.
Well, I mean, Teofimo's already been exposed, so he's already been exposed. So I mean, it's very, very little somebody else could do that Cambosis didn't do. I mean, he had his fucking head leaking, had his ass on oxygen. So, I mean,
Yeah, it's just crazy how his father said the other day, like, we're gonna work to become two-time undisputed world champion, and nobody ain't gonna mess with us, and blah blah blah. And I'm like, bro, like, are you guys still going off of that undisputed bullshit? Like, I think Teofimo's like I think his father's just still smoking crack, man. You know, I think he's just, I think he's on drugs. Like, you know, when he's dick riding for his son.
Yeah, they probably both are on drugs. But the thing is, I hope that undisputed energy stays the same, and I hope they fight everyone. So yeah, go ahead and fight fucking Regis, fight Matthias, fight all those dudes. You know, I think maybe they're waiting to watch Taylor because Taylor looks weak as fuck, but maybe they're trying to get the winner of Catterall versus Taylor. I'm like, okay, cool. If you get the WBO, are you actually going to unify, or are you going to like just do all kinds of weird shit? Because I remember when Devin Haney was trying to get him, all he kept doing was crying on camera, talking about what happened with the meeting with Bob? What happened? What happened at the meeting with Bob? What happened? What happened? I'm like, okay, so are you gonna just cry like a bitch, or are you actually gonna get the fight made? Because like, because like you can talk all this bullshit, but if you're not actually getting some shit done, then what are we talking about? Because people keep talking about bosses and who's in charge, and the reality is, even if you're signed to a promotional company, you can tell your promoter, I will not sign another fucking contract to fight someone until I get this fight. I need this fucking fight. You can actually make the fight a part of another contract that you're renegotiating. I mean, you know, so like you don't have like look at Mikey Garcia. Mikey Garcia didn't fight for like 2 years on Top Rank until he got what he wanted. Then he was out of the contract and he got the fights that he wanted. So it's like when dudes want to actually fight, they'll make the fucking fights happen. So people talking about, oh, this is your boss and this is how it works, and again, niggas that work at Walmart trying to fucking comment on big boy shit. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, because
stupidity.
Yeah, because like easy fights get made if people want to come out of their way and be successful. But like it's almost kind of like similar with Jared Anderson because you know he was saying that he wants to fight Dillian White and he wants to fight all these other guys. But I'm just thinking like if you're still hiding behind Top Rank, like why not leave Top Rank and just be your own man, just be your own free agent and just get all these fights in now because him fighting like all these like guys that I haven't heard of before, it's like it's now making me think like anybody with Top Rank, they're always just gonna use up the up the side of up the street bullshit. But it's like take a look at all the former Top Rank fighters that are now crossing over to other platforms, like they're now getting paid better, and on top of that, they're getting more traction because, like I said, like they're taking more risks to actually urge themselves to be successful in the sport.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like there are plenty of avenues that fighters have to exercise, but the reality is that when a fight doesn't happen, it's more than likely because one or both parties truly don't want the fight to happen. Because like all this promotional bullshit, like the beef that they have between each other. You think motherfuckers are gonna let some fucking petty beef get between them making some money? No, it's not real. Otherwise, Fury versus Wilder would have never happened. It would have never fucking happened, and Bob Arum would have just paid whatever money Wilder would have won in the lawsuit against him. It would have the fight would have never happened, but because both parties actually want, Wilder actually wanted to fight, they said fuck it, go ahead and fight and make this money, and that's what happened. So yeah, when they talk all this bullshit with the Crawford, Spence, Tank, and Haney, it's trash. One side clearly does not want the fucking fight. Okay, because you can't talk all this big shit about how someone's their own boss, someone can fight anybody, blah 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 blah. But then when it comes to doing it, all you're doing is trying to put together all these random little chronological order events to talk about horse shit. None of it fucking matters. You can't talk shit about how this person wants to fight somebody here, but then they're steady scheduling shit over here. Because like I pointed out the timeline. Both of these motherfuckers weren't doing anything. Devin Haney was just the WBC champion, not a single unification from 2019 to 2022. In that time period, Tank wasn't doing shit. And I'm sorry, but fighting what's his name? Fighting Gamboa, fighting fucking Barrios, Cruz, Rolly, you weren't doing anything, dude. You weren't doing anything.
Yeah.
And now the DAZN excuse is bullshit now. It's not because Ryan's over there.
Yeah. I agree with that. Um, I think honestly, like, when it comes down to it, when you wanna, get all these big fights in, regardless of the politics, you're gonna do anything in your power to, dare to be great. So, like, I'll even go with Xander's eyes because, at this point, I'm like very critical of him, and I don't think he's, moving, the way that I think he's gonna be moving, but he's going to be fighting Alexis Salazar, right? Salazar, like, from what I knew, he got blown out by Carlos Adames, but ever since that brutal loss that he took to go up to four losses, he had two decent back-to-back wins. That was like down in Mexico, I think. But then leading up to Xander, it's just like, okay, like how does a guy that's coming down in weight from 160 to fight Xander helps his career grow versus like Xander, if he really wants, the smoke, and you're trying to like actually like, build a fighter right to make sure they're primed and ready for the top upper echelon talent, like shouldn't you be going after like top 100s or top 50 fighters, right? Not fight guys that are like, below you.
I mean, you know, Xander Zayas is, he's following that particular business model. So their goal is to hype him up and keep him undefeated for fucking, I don't know, until a vacant belt opens up. But he's gonna be fucking 20-0, 20, 25-0, 26-0 against fucking God knows who. And then if the bag gets big enough where he can't avoid a mandatory, they'll sacrifice him. But if not, they're gonna try to make sure all his losses are from in-house fighters, so they can keep the shit moving. It's the same thing they do with TFMO. They wouldn't let TFMO fight Devin Haney to fucking lose, and then they lose all the belts. No, because they knew TFMO was gonna get his ass beat. So they just had him. They thought he would clear Cambosos. They thought Cambosos was a cherry pick, but they fucked up and they picked the pepper, and they lost the belts anyway. So that should just happen.
Yeah, because like it's funny that you say that because like whenever I was arguing with like a lot of like the dumb casuals that just keep defending like guys like Xander and all these other like weird hyped up guys they always use this weird argument of saying like, oh well, they gotta like wait until they're in like their mid 20s, or they gotta like fight until they're like 23 or 24 plus years old to like get a title shot. And I'll even use like Xander as a good example. Xander's like what 20 years old, right?
Shit,
And he's heading into his I think his 14th fight or some shit like that. Hold on, like I'm gonna take a look at it right now. But yeah, he's 14-0. He's heading into his 15th fight, and he's been pro since 2019, 3 years, right? So this is like what people say. They say he can't challenge for the upper echelon talent at 15 plus fights. He needs to fight until he's like in his like mid 20s to go for like a title, and it's like, how does that get him ready for any of those guys? Because that's just as like equivalent as saying Virgil Ortiz, he needs to fight until he's like in his like like basically late prime 20s to go for like a title. And it's like, you can't be like babying fighters like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, that's what gets me so pissed off.
That's not what they mean, bro. What they mean is we need to wait until the division clears out and is in a transitional period to where all the belts are vacant and all the mandatories are trash. That's what they really mean. Because no, it's true. Because that bullshit doesn't matter. Mike Tyson became a champion at like 20. Benavidez became a champion at 20. They sucked TFB's dick because he beat Lomachenko at 23. But now all of a sudden, this motherfucker got to wait till he's 25 to do something. It's bullshit. They just don't want to see this kid get his ass whooped. And again, why are you protecting a professional combat sports athlete? Like, why? Like, again, do you know them? Are you having their baby? Are y'all in a relationship? Like, why are you protecting these dudes? I'm telling you, a lot of these fights don't happen because the fucking fans are so busy trying to suck dick and protect somebody. It's like, dude, fuck him. He needs to fight. They need to fight. Like, never in life will you catch me protecting the fighters that I like because I like seeing competitive matches. Like, I want Haney to fight Tank with all of my heart, but Tank fans do not seem to care or desire Tank to fight Haney. And, you know, and it's the same with Zayas' people. It's the same with Virgil Ortiz Jr.'s people. They know if he fights Spence, he's gonna lose. They know if he fights Crawford, he's gonna lose. They know if he fought Avanesian, that might be a tough fight. They know if he fights Jerron Dennis, he'll get fucking destroyed. And honestly, they got mandated to fight Stan Jonas. I don't think they're gonna do that shit either. So
Yeah.
yeah, people keep telling me, oh, Virgil Ortiz, he going the WBA route. He. I'm like, first of all, motherfucker, he not going any route. His bitch ass is a contender, and he got mandated as a mandatory for Stan Jonas. He's not going any route. He's mandated for the fight. And if he doesn't fight Stan Jonas, then what the fuck you gonna say? Because I don't think Stan Jonas will duck him, because Stan Jonas can easily win that fight. So I'm just like, what do you?
I was trying to get back in there.
Yeah, so I'm like, what are y'all gonna say? I'm like, what are y'all gonna say when he doesn't fight him? Talking about, oh, like, honestly, my perspective on that is that, like, if you're gonna tell yourself, if you're a professional fighter, you have 10 plus fights, and you're gonna tell yourself you need more seasoning to beat somebody, no, what you're saying is you need for that person to get older and show vulnerability before you feel confident. Because to be honest, either you can beat them or you can't. Like with Virgil Ortiz Jr., there's no amount of fights he's going to be ready for. Boots is that kind of fighter. Like there's no sparring or amount of fights or other opponents that fight like Boots that'll prepare you for a Boots fight. So it's either you're going to beat him or you're not. It don't matter your level of fucking experience or comp or da-da-da-da-da. And people are already talking about how he has a better resume than Boots with 19 fights. Okay, Mr. Better Resume, fight him then. Oh no, he needs more seasoning. Okay, well then shut the fuck up then. I'm trying to hear that bullshit talking about resume this, resume that. Okay, well let him fight Boots and let him beat Boots up since he got such a better resume. Oh no, he's not ready. Okay, well then why the fuck you even bring up resume then? What you talking that bullshit for? If you're gonna just be a fucking coward.
Yeah, because that's just how I'm feeling towards guys like Xander and all these guys that, you know, I don't think that are good yet, but it's like, you know, if they're like already at like 15 plus fights in their career fighting tomato cans or fighting people that I know they're going to smoke, it's like, I think it's time for you to, you know, turn up with the competition and, you know, get your career, you know, rolling with some really dangerous level opposition. Because it's like, if you're just being given these filler fights where you're able to just get payday after payday fighting nobodies, it's like you're gonna get cooked at the high level, like hands down. Like it's like I don't see Xander and, you know, any other fighter I like to be that guy, you know, in their division. And I think eventually, like, you know, it's all gonna show. And I mean, it's very, you know, it's very sad that I have to say that because, you know, I don't want to see it happen to them, but it's just like, if they're not going to understand now, then they're going to, you know, understand it later.
I don't mind Xander Zayas too much, and I don't mind him because he's not talking shit. I don't mind him because he's not talking shit. He's staying in his place and just taking the money and getting the fight that he's been given. He's very high activity. Like he fights like 6 times a year sometimes. So I don't really mind him too much because he's not out here talking shit. He's not like Berlanga talking about I'm ready for Canelo and all this like wild shit. Like he's not out here being a psychopath. So I don't mind Xander's eyes because he's staying in his lane and he's shutting the fuck up. He's not calling out people. He's not doing anything wild.
Yeah, he's just doing his job. That's a good thing about him.
Yeah, like if he was out here talking shit, like trying to call out Charlo or some crazy shit, I'd be like, wait, what? I'm like, oh man, yeah, I'd be like,
yeah, I want to fight Charlo.
Yeah, I'd be like, bro, get your bitch ass out of here. Like, but yeah, no. So he's fine. I don't really mind guys. I don't have anything against him. You know,
Yeah.
he's a cool little fighter. You know, he's a cool fighter. But we gotta see what he does.
Yeah. Like I actually asked him like a question on one of his Instagram live, that he had in the past, and I asked him, like about the matchmaking in Top Rank, and do you feel like there's like a double standard when it comes down to certain fighters that deserve more credit when it comes to being matched up tough versus being matched up easy? And he gave me that weird look, like as if he was like afraid to like answer me, the or basically give me the wrong answer. But he basically gave me like the politicized answer to like basically go on with it and say Top Rank is like a good company. They do like their job and all that, like weird, like nonsense.
He's an employee. I mean, what do you expect him to say? He can't tarnish the brand. And everybody know that Bob Arum acts like a pissed off ex. He's super fucking petty. He's super petty. He'll stifle your career. He'll fuck your money up. He'll make sure you don't get any fights and starve you. And he's a young kid, so yeah, he's not taking any risks. He's not talking shit. And so that's fair. I mean, and also the thing is too, if he comes out and says that his opposition is trash, he's shitting on himself. Like he's basically like he's doing himself a disservice. So, I think he did the right thing in that vein. And like I said, hopefully we just see him stepped up appropriately, and we'll see where his career goes. But I'm not tripping on him. He looks decent. He's a decent fighter. I'm not gonna say he's some kind of world beater. He's not something that I haven't seen before. But like I said, we'll see. We'll see how he progresses.
Yeah, because I don't hate him. Like I think honestly, like he's just working much harder now because he understands that you know people like us have like a more deeper eye sight on him now. So it's like at this point, it's all just proving it in the ring. So I think that's really where his mindset's at because if he wasn't really in that mindset and he was just talking out of his ass, just being all cocky and not really putting his career, in a right place, then I would have already, written him off, by now. But I never did that, at all yet because it's like he's actually just putting in, the work, and he's not really saying much, and that's why that I like him, like a lot because he's like a really level-headed, person that actually just keeps it boxing, and he doesn't bring any drama to the table. And I was actually there for the Edgar Berlanga card, right? And I actually ran into Carlos Caraballo that lost to Victor Santillan, right? That Dominican dude. But yeah, Carlos, he got pieced up like a little bit, but he wasn't like going out, being crazy. He took pictures with everybody, and he was just such a nice person, man. But I mean, people like that, I just give a lot of credit for. And I was very surprised that I didn't run into Orlando Capo Gonzalez and his cousin Henry Moncho LeBron because they were also fighting that night. And I like Orlando. He's a very, very, good fighter. Very chill, very laid back. And same thing with his cousin Henry. I like people like that that just focus on the sport and just continue to keep on getting better.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. I definitely agree. And, as long as prospects stay in a prospect's place, it's cool. But don't come talking shit, asking for top shelf smoke, and then try to cry when you actually get it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's about it. I got a crap load of good fights next week. I can't wait for the Josh Warrington Luis Alberto Lopez fight.
That's
Can't wait for that.
That's gonna be hilarious. Ronaldo Lopez is gonna beat the shit out of Josh Warrington, and I can't wait. 'Cause I don't like Josh Warrington.
Luis Alberto Lopez, new Mexican champion. Yeah.
That dude can fight his ass
I love Luis Alberto Lopez.
Yeah, he's very entertaining to watch.
That man is he's a killer. Woo. And the undercard is trash.
Oh, is it that bad? Oh, Lord.
Yeah, he only got like 4 fights. It's
Well,
just sad.
well, that's good. I'm glad they're not dragging it along to where they have like 12 unknown fucking fights.
Yeah, you got this guy named Caleb French versus Kurt Jackson. Some bullshit lightweight fight, and then you got James Metcalf versus Courtney Pennington. What? He's still fighting? Oh, that is gonna be an ugly fight. And then you got the crazy ass Ebony Bridges versus Shannon O'Connell. Yeah, I think Shannon's gonna beat the crap out of her, but yeah, hopefully she wins.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely should be interesting. But yeah, looking forward to Josh Allen getting mopped. Good with that.
Yeah. But is there any last words you want to give out before we head up out of here?
No, that was it. Like I said, hopefully, of course, like and subscribe, everyone. But yeah, no, hopefully, we get the fights we're talking about. As far as picks, I'm picking Chocolatito to finally beat Estrada based on my last performances. Tyson Fury is going to destroy Shore again. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, can't wait.
All right, man, you have a good evening.
Yep, thank you very much. All right, so thank you guys for watching. Thank you, D-Hive, for coming through. And yeah, I will see you guys later. Peace out. Salute to the mighty LDBC and TWT. All right, I'm out. All right, I'll see you guys. Bye.